hello. I think we're good. Back. Okay. I think we're good now. Okay, I think we're live. Sorry, I've like every stream I'll always... It's hello. Heath Fairhead. Appreciate that, by the way. Kicking off the stream with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Heath. On to Brayer, Marco, Jacob, Gamer, Bobby. Like, the monitors are like in a different position than they were. They're the same mount. Mount always... I think I found out what's wrong with the mount. The monitors are just... cut off with them. It's so basically one monitor was... one just there. Not much I can do about it. Can't extend them out any further. Oh man, it's good to be back. Right, Satisfactory. I thought today I would just go in and clean up stuff in the Copper Factory and just hang out with you guys for a while. I'm still settling in. There's boxes in place. Rose first day off work today, so she's able to help pack and stuff away. Finally in the new place, at least. Just the one achievement, yeah. It's the one for the getting the best statue. I mean, it's easy enough to do, but I'm just gonna wait to do it kind of naturally. My voice is breaking. My voice is breaking. Is it that the microphone was cutting out? Maybe I was being a bit mumbly. Is it better now? Speaking loudly and clearly, hopefully. I'm just watching the levels. That's better. Let me know if it's better. It's cutting in and out. Okay. What about now? Better now? Hopefully this is a little bit better now, I think. Damn, I really should have tested that beforehand. I guess I haven't spoken into the microphone since I moved it. Are we good here? Tables seem fine. Yeah, better. Okay, I just turned up the gain. So... okay, cool. Yeah, you let me know. Thank you. Let me know if it cuts out. I'll try to monitor it better. But yeah, in moving the little audio box thing, I probably just... there's dials on it. Probably some of them probably turned, you know. Ooh, it's warm, man. It's super warm. Sweating like a hooker in church. That's what they... I got that from Uncharted 1, 2007. I remember hearing that from Sully. I know it's a saying before the game, but still. It's always stood out to me. Alright, hope everybody's good. So, long story short, finally moved apartment. All good, no issues. It's just taking a very long time. For I don't know why. It's easily the longest move we've ever done, even though it's the shortest distance. It's one flat above the other one. But damn, the amount of stuff that we had to move. And still have to move, and then... I guess because we'd stayed so... it's probably the place we've been at almost the longest before the move, so maybe that's why we've become very established. A lot to take down off the walls, and the cleaning took so long as well. Nice. But all good, anyway. So what are we doing? I don't know. I haven't had much time to plan out things. So what I was planning on doing, generally, it was just going into the copper factory and just making sure it's all working. There's parts of it that aren't. It's so weird. The camera's like up way higher than I'm used to. I need to set up more straight. So yeah, so going into the copper caterium factory and working up there. I've been thinking, like, you know, slightly longer term, what am I going to do? Stream-wise and stuff like that. And I really don't know at the moment. Whether I should start a modded playthrough or something like that, or just keep continuing with this one. I did say when we started this, the goal was to get that factory running correctly, and I'd like to still do that, just to see it all working. But, yeah, I don't know. Do we continue with this and to beat the game again, or yeah, do a modded run, or play a different game, maybe? I probably wouldn't do that. Oh, I don't have any biofuel. Well, I just thought it'd be cool to hang out today. You know, chill vibes and all that. I just watched that truck stop. I literally just watched him slowly come to a stop there. I want to keep going, maybe. Someone in my Discord today was talking about how they're just randomly stopping, so an example of it right there. There's another one. Just gave up, did we? You've got fuel, do you? Yep. That's nice. Love seeing that. Modded run, imagine biofuel for drones. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked really too deeply into mods. I just know that with the latest update, they're probably not going to update the game for a while, so it does seem like it's probably a stable enough few months now where you could do a playthrough that's modded without worrying about things. People often suggest like big overhaul mods like the Satisfactory Plus mod and things like that. So maybe I would look into it. Either I think I would do an overhaul mod rather than just lots of little ones, but yeah, you could throw a few small ones on there too. And thanks, Duwald. Yeah, became a homeowner. Doesn't really feel like it yet. It's a weird move because obviously we've just moved into a place that is identical. So, you know, my parents are like, how does it feel? And I'm like, doesn't really feel like anything. Because it's not really... It's great. Let's not be, you know, let's not mess about with it. But ideally, we'd be in a house. You know, I'd like to be in a house. So I'm sure when it's a key in the door for a new house and you're in a new environment, that would be like the real big feeling of it. But at the moment, it's just like, oh, this is nice. Nothing really changes. And I'm in an apartment within a building, and I don't own the building. So it's like there's still some limitation on what you can really do. But tell you what, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but the bills, by the looks of things, are going to be way lower. So I'm just excited for that. How can you not be? I'd have to work it out. Actually, I'd be curious to work it out. Just real quickly on the calculator here. For what I was paying. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. I'm paying 53%. What I was paying now. That's really good. But, you know, I haven't seen that bill come in yet. And another thing was we got new internet and we got new electricity supplier. And it's like we got like lower rates on all of that stuff. So everything's cheaper now. So it's great. So I'm excited for that. That's the most exciting thing. Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 4, Mark 5. So we gotta fix that, don't we? Yeah, so the quick wire area up here is where I want to focus first, and then just making sure that all of the refineries should be running all the time. That's the goal really today. Getting them all going, no interruptions, providing enough copper, providing enough caterium, not having anything backed up, trying to get it to run at 100%. And then, yeah, providing like a solution to take this stuff out of here, like a train station on top, in a bit more of an organized fashion. So that's kind of what I plan on doing. Because at the moment we just have these awesome scenes keeping the place running, but ideally we'll move these, maybe put some lights and things in here, that kind of stuff. Hey, real fake Vlad. Your videos got me back into Satisfactory. Thanks for reigniting my flame. Awesome to hear. And no problem. I'll make sure the microphone's closer to me because, yeah, it seems things have changed a little bit with it. Right, so all other belts should be 780, but the bottom left should be 670. So that's going to be full for a while it drains. Let's put some of these counters on the other side. I believe those belts on this side should be 600 per minute each. So we did all of this belt work last time I streamed. I don't think we have to change any of it. I was pretty thorough. I mean, you know, there might be mistakes, but I mean, like, we shouldn't have to logically change any of it. $600 is what I'm looking for. As long as we're in that ballpark, we should be good. And then we can check upstairs to make sure the machines are behaving correctly. I did see a lot of yellow lights, and I have a feeling some of them were manually switched off, so I just want to check that. Yeah, I think today I'm just going to spend time on the copper caterium factory. Oh, there you go. So in a previous stream we did the weapons factory. I'd said we need a crystal oscillator one. Wonder why those were switched off. Just 4 in a row. But yeah, it'd be nice to finally get this done. These are just backed up. Yeah. Okay. Well, they should get emptied out now that the belt is correct. Good use of the belt counters, just seeing like, oh, it was running at 480 even though it was on a Mark 5 belt. So it's like, oh, there must be some Mark 4 somewhere else. Like here, for instance, 522, it's kind of low. Give it some time. Let it empty out. Gonna watch later, just pop in and say congratulations. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Thank you. No, there's no trick to align the monitors that I know of. You just have to eyeball it. I tend to try to place them on like the seam of a belt, something like that. You know, like that's the best I can do, just aim for one of those lines. But yeah, I don't think you can actually line it up with anything. Not that I know of. Yeah, that's climbing up now, that's good. We're almost up to 780. And then eventually this will be 670. What about this side? Ooh, we got a 480 here, so again, another problem somewhere along the line. Could be behind or in front, I'm not sure. I'll just go this way first and check. By the look of the belts, actually, it's probably behind. And then we have to check if enough copper's coming in. With the truck issues, that's probably going to be a bit messy, but we'll see. Yeah, that's Mark 5. Okay. Somewhere further back. I am back. Yeah, so I didn't stream Wednesday and Thursday last week because I was moving. I mean, we're still moving, but we're here now. So yeah, we actually had to be out of our apartment on Sunday. But Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday I was finishing a video. And then Thursday I was like, look, we gotta start like disassembling furniture and moving everything. And then Rosie was working a few days, so it was really, a lot of it was up to me. She did good help on the day she was free, but yeah, it just meant that I couldn't stream. I really thought I could initially, but just didn't have the time. That it? That was just it, right? Felt like I was sinking through the floor there. And yeah, I've just been like really exhausted ever since the move, and I'm like kind of sleep deprived today as well, so trying to wake myself up, but I'm just tired. Really tired. Don't really know why. It happened to me every now and then, every few months I get like extremely tired. Why is this a Mark 4? Okay. See if that makes any difference. About that. Nothing like watching Darren stream and having your chat climb on you. Oh, having your cat climb on you. That's good vibes. Nice thing with Rex, he's a very cuddly cat, he likes to climb up. The background music is from Surviving Mars. Still a bit of a noob, 500 hours. Just about to learn to build my first train. Oh wow, 500 hours with no trains, damn. Thought I would check out your amazing list of tutorials and saw you were live. Hey, thanks Mike. Grateful for you guys to learn so much, so downloaded some of your blueprints last night. Nice, good to hear. Yeah, if you want to know how to use trains, my video on the aluminum factory uses trains, the first part of it. Got a train in the thumbnail, can't remember the name of it. But I spend time, and there's chapters in the video, so somewhere in there you'll see that if you do watch it, that I spend time telling you everything you kind of need to know about trains in about 10 or 15 minutes in a segment of that video. Moving is really tiring, though. You don't underestimate the new bedroom sleep, going through all your items. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm a weak man, and I was lifting a lot of heavy stuff. My back was killing me on the second day. And then I had a friend come down to help move furniture and stuff. But there's still more to move after that. He didn't even get all of it done. 480 as well. And then me and Rosie had to move a couch on our own, and it was just really big. So these are cramming their stuff out. Okay, so it must be a Mark IV somewhere along the line. Further down, not back here. Anyway, long story short, yeah, that could be part of the reason why I'm so tired. That could be it. Rosie often calls it sleep debt. It's like I just haven't had like a proper good long sleep yet. And this morning I woke up after like 6.5 hours. There's a school nearby. It's just like a street over from us. There's like a little school. And today they were having like a sports day kind of thing. I don't know what they call them in England, really. I assume it's just called sports day. But for some reason, they're just playing super loud music. And it's been really warm in the UK, so my windows are open. And it just woke me up. I mean, it's not that early. It was 9:30. But for me, it's early. I don't get up till like 11. Because last night, yeah, I was working on Manadlords till like 1 in the morning, so is what it is. But yeah, so just always lacking a little bit of sleep. Alright, looks like that was just one little segment I'd missed there. Kind of tedious having to run back and forth every time, but hopefully that's it. There is a lot of belts, I guess. But anyway, I want good vibes on the stream today. I'm not complaining. Everything is good. It's just, you know, a lot of effort. Bit drained, but in good spirits generally. Interesting here, we've got one caterium belt, more empty than the other. I have to trace that all back. So I imagine these belts are going to be super full just while they're all emptying out all the machines. Yeah, I think so anyway. This is the one that kind of has a lot of spillover. It should be at 670, so the fact that it's at 780, it's good. It means that it's draining, like, hopefully other machines. But it might be worthwhile just going and grabbing the quick wire out of these. I'm a bit OCD with just, like, making it work right now. Did I drop any crates? Oh, I did. Over there. Okay. Moved twice in a year, and it floored me for a couple days each time. Damn. Speaking of trains, I'm new to them. Do rail segments have a direction, like belts? No, they can go either way. Good to hear, Mike. It was right on the splitter. I missed it. Did I miss another one? I think we're good now. There's a segment down there. There was the little... Oh, yeah. Oh, these can be Mark IV. That's okay. They're fine. Don't worry about them. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I know things would probably be easier if everything was Mark V, but this is literally 480 per minute, so I just kept it as it should be. That's because this looks really cool, by the way. I'm quite happy with how that turned out. Effectively, it's just... It reminds me of, like... You ever see those videos about proteins moving along cells? Or like DNA splicing? The way like DNA will like rip itself in two and then like copy itself. It looks like this. Where it's like this thing that's funneling through like this almost filter and it's like breaking off the proteins and like reassembling them. That's kind of what... Anyway, I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, ooh, very low there. So what this is supposed to be doing is... I'm not sure how much is rolling out here. It's something like... 9 times 80? Yeah, 720 is on each of these 4 belts underneath. And we're breaking off 60, I think. And then combining it with another... So there's 4 belts. So 2 60s are being broken off. They're merging and then they're going up on a 120. Ooh, maybe more than that. And then going this way. Because I don't know why it'd be Mark III. 720. Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's 120 breaking off each. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so 720 on the belt. 120 is broken off, so we should be left with 600. That's the ideal. Almost there. Kind of. This one's particularly slow, so I might trace that back and see what's going on. Could be low on copper or something. Okay. So, yeah, these machines. That's the first 8, I think, of those machines. I'm not going to be able to find that. Somewhere over here. But it could just be a copper thing. If there's not enough copper coming in, then that could be why. Yeah, they're kind of low. 88, 96, and 25. 93%. What about these guys? I'm just looking at the copper number. They're okay. They're okay. Yep, that's all fine. They should be, because they're all backed up with quick wire anyway. Alright, so this line is really the one to check for. And see what's going on. I get tired instead of hungry with low blood sugar and my hypoglycemia. The brain uses calories like crazy, so you're still burning a bit while you're recovering. mRNA, is that it? You're a nerd, but I totally understood. Yeah, I didn't quite get it right with the biology thing there, but I'd seen some sort of videos about that recently. Back when I was in high school, I was pretty good at biology. Really interested in it, but I haven't kept up my reading as I've gotten older. But whenever I go to the doctor or anything though, and there's some issue, I'm always like tell me everything about it. It's really interesting. Like, I want to know how everything's working. It was the same with our poor cat Nix, who passed away. It was like, I wanted to know everything about that, like what was wrong, like what's it doing, how does it manifest itself, can you do anything to help, all that kind of stuff. It's really fascinating stuff. Biological machines. Alright, we got the numbers back up here though, so that's progress, right? We changed this from 480, they're back up to 780, 780, 780. This one's got one short, which bothers me, but that was in the thumbnail today. It's exactly what happened before. We're back to 780 on the bottom now. That should be 670. Okay, so copper was what I wanted to trace and just see, like, are we good for copper? It should be 487.5 coming in on each of these belts, I believe. So we could just pop that in and see. Now that's such a specific number, it's kind of hard to see on these things if that's going to be the true number or not, but worth just ballparking it and seeing if it's roughly in line. Now that's the copper sheet going out. We'll just keep an eye on this for now. Hey, Björtur Einarsson. I'm making the iron factory at this same place instead of copper. Taking all the iron in the grassy fields and some 33,000 ingots per minute. Don't know what I'm gonna do with all of them yet. Any ideas? Iron. It's Philly. Thank you so much, by the way, for being a member for so long. 16 months, tier 3'd out of their mind. Thank you, Philly. Yeah, what to do with all that iron? I mean, you can make... It's a tough one because you can do so much with it. It'd be almost interesting, because you've got such an abundance of it, I would do stuff like even steel pipe, because steel pipe requires like a lot of iron. You kind of have the benefit and the luxury of... You don't have to be super efficient with it, I guess, if you don't want to. So it's like steel pipe uses a lot of iron, but cuts out the need for coal and stuff. But that could be a good use of it, like in part. Yeah, generally though, I'm not sure. You know, my iron factory just uses iron ingots, doesn't have anything else in it. It's obviously small scale, but you know, it makes reinforced iron plates and modular frames, rotors. Even smart plating, I think. Yeah, all that stuff. Rods, plates, obviously. But yeah, any specifics, I don't really know. I would have to open up wikis and look through things, but I would definitely look for recipes, alternate recipes on the wiki that use a lot of iron ingots. So I would look up the iron ingot recipe on the wiki and then see what it's used in. And then when it's used in high volume, I'd be like, right, and it's alternate, I'd be like, yeah, we can bang out a few of these maybe. We may actually see designed creatures in our lifetime. Yeah, we're getting kind of close to that, which is really fascinating to learn about. I mean, the direwolf thing was kind of almost there. Right, so we've got one belt that's definitely running low. I was just waiting to see, like, how we doing here. So that one is stop starting for some reason. Okay, let me trace it. Okay. So glitchy and lag. That's another reason I kind of want to be out of the save in some ways, because it's just so laggy. I'm gonna go up through here if I can fit. Yep. So that's the machines on... Their inputs are there. Okay, it's this row. So I'm guessing they're low in caterium or something. It looks like caterium's low. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, they are, yeah. The end. That explains why the copper's backing up. So caterium being low is an interesting one. Alright, let's go back down to the source of all this, right? We're going to track it from the beginning. Truck stations that bring in the caterium. And then we're going to follow them up the chain with their refineries, because their refineries are different than all the others. Hey, Philly again. I'm dividing 15,000 of it for iron pipes, getting 250 stators, rotors, and motors each. Oh yeah, motors would be obviously the go-to. A big go-to would be doing motors. You'd need wire though, I think. Yeah, I'm just thinking of something. Oh yeah. So I have 14 blocks of refineries. In each block there's 26 refineries, so 364. 364 refineries times 37.5. So I make... That's a crazy amount of iron you're making, because in this factory we make 13,650 copper. Oof. Don't like seeing that. Gotta get rid of all these problems. Right, so this is the caterium. It looks obviously super full, so I'm sure there's no issue there. Alright, let's trace it. What are these? These are Mark 5 as well. Cool. The caterium goes down to the belt release room, comes back up here, and then it rolls into all of these refineries. Alright, we'll just cut this for now, and I'll go through here just to see what's going on. We'll just take a glance at them and see is there any yellow lights. Yes, there is. And these are full. They're also full. Full. Okay, full is good, but we want to get everything running. Gonna open Milan out and see what the target for these was. The waterfalls are nice. Thank you. Oh, outside the factory? Those ones? Yeah, they look really cool. I was thinking of these things. This is so dark. So I want to see what they're intended to run at. I think it's something like very specific, like 97.5 or something like that. Caterium logic map. It's... Did I say that? Yeah, 97.5. Cool. Okay. So as long as these all run, and they're all backed up, that's fine. So we should be getting 97.5 out of each line. And I think they recombine upstairs. Been a while since I designed this place, so... This would be a fun one in multiplayer and being like, okay, I need someone on the copper area. I need someone at the caterium area at the lower floor. I'm going to tell you what's happening on the upper floor. Because I feel like I have to run back and forth so much with it. This floor, we don't need to be here. We need to go up even higher. Yeah. Alright. So here's our caterium. This is all of it. Yeah, this is all of it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 belts. It's just... Oh, it's a smooth 780. Look at that. Okay, so all the belts are here. So 2 of them roll around to the right to get made into fused wire. And the rest of them go into fused quick wire, I assume. I'm a bit confused as to how they were slowing down. This one. There's your problem. Man, can't believe I found it. Tiny little segment there. Nice, okay. Belt was just looking a bit gappy. It should have gaps because it's 97.5 out of 120, but obviously, yeah, it was running a bit low. Now you'd have to wait for that to kind of fill those machines and see if that kind of speeds that stuff up. You can check back over here now and see how this is going on again. So again, it's 487.5 is what they should be doing. We expect to see them bouncing around that like this. This should be fine. One that's definitely low is that one in the corner. We'll check on that next. Why don't I use Satisfactory Modeler? Just don't like it. I just prefer making my own plans. I'm using leached iron ingot, taking 1200 raw iron per minute and doubling it. Basically taking sulfur from half the map. Not as resource efficient. Yeah, sulfur is kind of needed later on, right? For different things. That could be a bit tricky, but still a fun project. Yeah, you definitely don't have to worry about iron. This reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, Dark Factory of Mass Production. Nice. Dude, I'm such a loser. Well, yeah, I had tons of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. No one to play them with, so I would just like look at them and stuff. I must have amassed like 2,000 cards. But I didn't have internet, lived in rural Ireland, didn't even know how to play the game. I just thought they were cool. And I'd watch the show sometimes. But yeah, I don't know where they are now. I think they're in the bin. I think they're gone. Long gone probably now. Don't know if I had anything rare. Don't know. Oh yeah, this doesn't need to be active anymore, really. Which is the belt? It was the... Yeah, sorry, I don't mind getting distracted, but I need to just know what I'm doing. So I'll just go back. I think it was this one that I need to keep track of. I'll just fly down there one more time just to be doubly sure. Yeah, no, it is. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. Right, so it's this one. I used to have a blueprint that would have little signs on each pole thing, so I would know the label of the belt, so I didn't have to trace them like this. So it's the third one, okay? What do you use instead of Satisfactory Modeler? I just plan it out, like myself. Just pen and paper, and then I pop it into this. This isn't a planner, but I write all these numbers in. So I just planned it out. So I use the wiki. Like, if you go to the wiki... Let's say, I don't know, want to make heavy modular frames. I just go, heavy modular frames. And then I have all the different recipes here. Everything it's used in and everything that makes it. Right, so these 3 recipes to make it, and then everything it could be used in. I normally filter by... Yeah, it's already filtered. So produced in, manufacturer, blender. I normally do this, filter by that. So blender, and manufacturer. Those are the only ones you'd care about, right? The other ones are for buildables. So that's to give me an idea of their per minute rates, and the numbers are here, so I just work it out based on this. I normally build my factories based off of the ore that you get out of the ground. But yeah. Without, you know, I've done it many times on stream. Like, we'll build factories on stream. So the recent one we just did, where I planned out, was the equipment factory. This was quite haphazardly thrown together because it kept growing while we were on stream. It was like, oh, let's add more. Let's do this. Let's make everything. Okay. And it became really crazy. But, yeah, you just kind of look up. It's like, oh, what do I need to make this? It's like this component, at what rate, this number. And then it's like, oh, I need 3 of these, times it by 3. Gives you an awkward number maybe sometimes like this. Then you work out how much of that goes into a machine. So you start dealing with decimal points, but it's easy enough. I don't struggle with it too much. I like the custom nature of it. I was watching someone use Modeler recently. I was like, oh, it seems like a pretty good tool. But I still think I just prefer doing it on my own. I'm more perplexed about the amount of people that ask me why I don't use it. It's like, there's no reason really. I just like to plan it myself. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Distracted again. So it was. Why did I just run in this direction? It was the third one. Here. I have to go down. Yeah, yeah. Got it. We've kind of figured out how to play thanks to the show. Nobody knew how to play Pokemon cards. Yeah. I never had Pokemon cards, actually. I only had Yu-Gi-Oh! This one. Alright, I was just making sure there's nothing odd there. So yeah, we'll have to see. I'm suspecting not enough copper is getting to the farthest refineries. That's probably what's happening. Right, so from memory, these two are for that road down there. These two are for this one, I think. Can't remember now how this place is laid out. So these two be these. And we do have a yellow, we do have some yellow lights down here. But is it? Yeah, copper is low. Okay, so there's not enough copper ore making its way down here. Alright, well, gotta figure that out then. The first thing to do is go to the truck station and see, are the trucks operating correctly? Are they pulling from all the miners? If not, or are they stuck or something? What's the deal? How did everything with moving go? Yeah, it's gone good. No issues. Pretty smooth. It's just taking a long time. Still have stuff in boxes that need to be put away and things like that. But yeah, all good, generally speaking. Can't complain. There's a problem. Alright, so you're full. You're full. You got nothing. And you got something. So why wouldn't you have anything? What's going on there? I look at it and it just gets 3,200. Okay. Possibly another truck is needed if there's an issue. Full. Almost full. And that's almost, well, that's halfway. Got nothing on you. You got 2,500. You got 1,000, whatever. You got 4,000. You got 5,000. Well, seems like enough ore is coming in, but clearly we just caught it where there wasn't. But with the changes in 1.1, trucks just randomly stop, so who knows? If it was just having an issue. So what I'd do next, to isolate which truck and what miner was the one that wasn't getting its ore here, I have to go out to the miners, see which ones are backed up. So we can go extraction, hover over this. This shows me where the miners are. The reason not doing it. There we go. Just wanted to see if any trucks were stalled on them. But no, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Glad to hear. Thank you. Have you given it a try? The modeler is like an all-in-one tool for everything, you said. So, no, I like doing it, though. I'm not saying my way is better or anything. I haven't given it a try. I've watched people use it. But, yeah, I've watched people use it. I'm like, okay, seems fine. But I just prefer doing it my way. One thing that I really like to do with mine is I like to lay out my factories in the logic that I lay them out in the game, if that makes sense. So let's see an example of where I would have done that. Here. Thank you, by the way, Bosco. So because I can control exactly where the arrows go and the colors of things and the description I write on them and the presentation, like, first of all, I think mine looks the best. I prefer how it looks. So the main reason I started using this, I would actually normally just plan things out on paper and just leave it that way. But then in videos, I wanted to like show people like how something worked. So I was already using this tool for something else. So I was like, cool, I'll just build it in this tool. It's a really nice looking tool, so that way people can see visually how it works. But then I could also lay it out exactly how the machines are laid out. Like, there's no reason you'd ever lay these out this way. The modeler, I mean, you can kind of do it with the modeler, but the modeler would normally say, like, group these machines together and say this amount of ore in, this amount of machines, and this amount out. Or I can break it down per machine. And you could do that in modeler, I suppose. But I just think it looks better this way. And then I can say like, yeah, this is your aluminum pipes that go in, and this is your coal that comes in, and that's coming from somewhere else. And you know, I don't know, it just feels a bit more custom. So that's why I like it. Because this is literally the layout of the factory. Not just the logic of the factory, but the specific layout. And I did something kind of similar with aluminum here. I built the layout. So I like that. And you can't really do that. But again, it doesn't plan anything for you. I do the planning and I just pop it in here after the fact to make it look nice. This is called Milanote, M-I-L-A-N-O-T-E. I don't recommend it. I mean, it's a good tool, but I don't recommend it. You have to pay for it, for one, and it doesn't calculate things. So for Satisfactory players, it's not ideal. The reason I actually started using this tool was because I work on Manor Lords, and I use it as a sort of mood board for designing things and stuff like that. So that's why. Hope that makes sense. Obsidian is similar. Yeah, there's actually, I actually just got randomly advertised Milanote like on Instagram once, and I was like, oh, I just really like the look of it. And then I downloaded it and I was like, yeah, this is fine, I'll just use this. I don't really know much, if I've never heard anyone else use it, but yeah, I just like it. But you know, working on Manor Lords, a lot of people use Miro, the online kind of collaboration tool. Like, there's far more popular things out there, but I just really like the aesthetics of Milanote, purely based on how it looks for me. I like its card system too. It's better than Miro in my opinion for the card system. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's like my own private wiki. Speaking of private wikis, a great private wiki tool is something called Microsoft OneNote. Shout out to that. A Creative Assembly, they used to use that for design. And that is a wiki where you can add links to each other, like different pages. Like, they are online. It is your personal wiki, like literally. Alright, so I wanted to see if these are running at 100%. So I have to go through all of the... Ah! Not even close. 66. Wonder how long you've been told to wait here. Maybe I should change that. Just keep you guys moving. Like, it needs another truck, maybe. They're so broken. So basically what's happening is the miners are getting backed up, right? So they're not being picked up fast enough. So I gotta find out why. So that miner's just going into this one. That makes sense. Yeah, because this is being fed from 2. And it's also picking up second. Makes sense why they'd have a problem there. Wonder, is there a way to see how many trucks are on this route already? Oh, there is. Nice. There's 3 on this route already. I feel like we don't need another. I could be wrong though. No idea. It is the farthest route, so it somewhat makes sense. But before committing to it, I'll just see if that time changes maybe helped. I'm just going to sit here. We're just going to hang out for a bit while we wait and see if this gets full. The one I'm standing on, really. Before the next truck comes in. Microsoft tools are actually pretty great. Hard to learn them, or had to learn them from work. Yeah, I have Microsoft Office. I like most of their stuff. Except I don't like Word. I find Word to be really convoluted for what you want to do with it, really. But their email client I think is the best. For me, anyway. I even like their browser. I use Edge. Are you going to upscale your copper caterium factor, or what's happening here? That's what I'm doing now. I'm not upscaling it. I'm just trying to get it to work. Some aspects aren't working right now. So what I'm working on literally right now is that we've seen... So it's a whole chain of things, right? Quickwire wasn't quite... It's not quite running at 100%. That's because caterium wasn't being provided correctly. But that's because, you know, there was a slowdown of a caterium belt, which was backing up copper. But then copper isn't running right on one of the refineries, because it's not getting enough ore. So now I'm chasing, why isn't there enough ore? So I came out to this one, just happens to be the first one I went to, and we noticed that this truck station is filling up, backing up, stopping the miners. Right, so the mine is running at 92% now. That was at 66 earlier. 77, but it's gonna get backed up again in a minute. And I was just seeing, like, well, should we have another truck here? Because there's already 3 assigned to this one. But this is the farthest destination away. So yeah, maybe 4 trucks is the ideal. Maybe I might actually turn back on the timers, let them wait a little longer, but add a 4th truck. And that might help. Because this is just backed up again. Just full. Definitely, whatever's happening with them out there, it's not good enough. So we'll try it again. The trucks don't need to be evenly spaced. That's with timers they don't, because they can wait and allow each one to go back with a full load. That'd be the ideal. Maybe you're right though, actually. Maybe the timer is just the thing that's wrong. Maybe they need to be higher timers rather than lower. Because I'm a bit worried about too many trucks, you know. We've got a lot of congestion on those roads already. Let's go with this one. Load that path for now. Show the nodes. There we go. So let's see how much we're making at this outpost. 600 per minute. 600 per minute. The 600's rolling in there. They're not even for some reason. Oh, and this is 600 per minute. Oh, there might be a simple mistake, which is this should be splitting and going into both. Yes, just give me that for a sec. That could be actually it. With the timers then as well. Let this guy fill up. So what was happening, I didn't know they were all 600 per minute. I thought this was a lower purity, but we were filling that one at 1200 and that one at 600. So now it's even at least. 900 in each. It might help things in future. And with a longer wait time, we can ensure that all the trucks are full before they go back. Because that's what you'd want, right? 3 trucks, each one should be basically full if it's going to move out of here. Now, they don't behave quite right when I'm literally here. But they do when I'm not here, right? So that guy's going to be easily full. Next buddy is coming up as well. Yeah, let this guy move off. I'm just going to adjust the timer on them. So at 900 per minute, you can hold 4,800. So you could wait maybe 2 minutes. Maybe like 90, oh my god, 90 seconds or something. In fact, this should be like, I don't know, 15, that's fine. But the first one should be 90. Cool. We'll see how that goes. I'll just wait till this guy moves and then turn off his nodes. Is the storage at least 3 times the truckload? Not sure what you mean. The storage of a truck station is the same as a truck itself. I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 4,800 it should be. And I think a truck's max is 4,800. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So 45, 46, 47, 48. Yeah. 48 times 100, 4,800. And that's what a truck holds to. Alright, so you move off. Right, now when they... And I'll just turn that off as well. Now when they come back, it's going to wait 90 seconds before it picks up. But factoring the time it takes to go to the factory and back, I think that should be enough, I hope. So I'll leave this just for a little while, we'll come back, otherwise I'll just be sitting here waiting. And we'll just check some of the other places to see how they're doing. So the next one is quite close by. I'm short on biofuel. Oh, am I? Oh yeah. We had said that maybe I might change these guys back to coal. Because there is so many trucks that we actually seem to be making a dent in the biofuel. For the first time like ever. They used to run on coal. And there's a coal station built into the truck station for, or the copper caterium factory for that. But I was like, oh no, we've got all this biofuel. Let's just give it to them. And then for the first time, like in any of my playthroughs, we actually seem to be using it, like in significant volume. So this seems okay. This is running at 100. No issue there. As long as all the miners are at 100, then the copper's getting into the factory. That's all that matters. And sorry, I had a similar issue at my aluminum plant. Since the trucks at some point always got too close to each other, the truck station didn't refill in time. Well, yeah, that's what the timers would be good for, right? That way, you set it to like 2 minutes, then the truck has to wait for 2 minutes. And then the one behind it will get 2 minutes worth of a load fed into it. So the first one that interacts with it might not seem like it benefits from the timer, but it's all the ones after that do. And hey, that boy Kuma. Just 2 more to check. Well, these are all good, so that's just worked out. I guess the first one I questioned was the one that was having the issue. At least we were able to find it as well. That, you know, it's not a problem in the factory, it's a problem outside, so that's good. And this is the old coal. Yeah. Overgrown now. Oh god. Yeah, these would be fine, because they're really low priority or whatever. They're low volume. That'll fix it. Alright, gonna head back to the factory. Ooh. Two minutes wait time is just 1200 ore, right? Just using container as a station buffer for trucks being close to each other might at least help a little. Yeah, but you have to factor in the time that it takes to go to wherever the destination is. So I set a 90-second timer here. Yeah. So it takes 5 minutes to fill each truck station. Both of them are doing the same. 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, both of them fill. So we need to be getting to and from here within 5 minutes. Really. So I set a 2-minute timer, then they drive off. They probably take about 2 minutes when you consider they have to stop and load at 4 different stations inside here before they come back out. So factor, you know, giving it, oh sorry, I gave it 90 seconds. So assuming they'll make up the rest of the time then in the journey, and then they wait behind each other, that should give time for it to fill. Broadly speaking, I think. Hard to say though, but yeah, it might just need another truck. You wouldn't want to set it to 5 minutes because the thing will fill, and then the guys will, you know, drive off, and then it won't have... By the time they get back, they're just waiting before they have to do their next pickup. I think, anyway, is how it would work. Maybe go higher than 90, but yeah. Hey, Lang. Yeah, you're right about that, Lost, which is... If they do end up piling up behind each other, they are only still waiting that 90 seconds, which isn't enough time to get a full thing. You are right about that. And that does seem to be happening. But mentally, I was like, well, I feel like... I could be wrong, maybe. Setting it to do the full 5-minute wait time. They're hitting 2 stations each. So you wouldn't want to wait full 5 minutes. It would have to be 2.5 minutes. Because they're going from one, you know, they're picking up from 2 stations. So it's 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I got confused. I think you're right that the journey time has to be less than 5 minutes in total, which is fine. Definitely is. But the wait time could still be that 2.5 minutes. Then the trucks are just waiting for their thing to fill. So I think you're probably right. Let's try it that way, because that does seem to make the most logical sense. Anyway, hey Devil Doc, don't even know this. Trucks only continue to load if ore is available. If the truck station receives the empty tag, loading stops. I'm not sure what that means. Trucks only continue to load if ore is available. But don't they just wait the amount of time that's been set anyway? Like if you tell them to go to a station for 15 seconds, don't they load and then they just wait that full 15 seconds anyway? Hey Red, I'm new to Satisfactory, about 80 hours on the game. Is there a Discord where I can ask some questions? I'm sure there's loads. You could ask in mine. There's probably other content creators' Discords that are probably more popular than mine. So Bits, I think, would probably be pretty active. There are people in my one that will respond to you, but it might be not that as quick. I don't know. It just depends on the time of day, really. It's probably an official Satisfactory Discord thinking about it. One thing that's just confusing me is like the fact that they're picking up from 2 stations. I'm just trying to game it out in my head like, okay, one comes here, waits 2.5 minutes, then goes there. Should they wait as well? I feel like we could just have the timer on one of them. Be whatever it needs to be. I don't know why my mind is telling me that, but that's what I feel like it should be. Which, if that's the case, this could be 5 minutes. So they'd wait 5 minutes. No, yeah. Wait 2.5 minutes. If you wait 2.5 minutes, that means you're picking up a half load from this and the other half from that. That's the way it should be. I think. I'll do a bit of a reset, right? So just get rid of all that ore, get rid of this. So they're both starting fresh now. They'll have the same amount. See how this goes. 250 people and only 40 likes? Well, you know, 100, what is it? 210 people are making up their mind. I can't blame them. They will wait the length of the timer. Yeah. Maybe if you did like an overflow system to the second station. Yeah, I thought that, but now they should be even. Now they're filling literally at the same time, and the trucks will be coming back empty. So we shouldn't have to do that. I did think about that initially. I was like, oh, one's filling faster than the other. Why not like spill over? But we're using both. I don't know. I think it should be fine. They should be getting the same amount now anyway, right? 900 each. Obviously, the first truck takes us what everything it can out of this. Yeah, I think I got it. Right, so ideally the truck has to come back now and pick up from here before this reaches more than halfway. That would be the goal. Because that way you're picking it from 2 and then you're full. Or almost full. You know, it doesn't have to be super full, just almost full. So if a truck doesn't arrive here by the time this gets to 2,400, then we need another one. Got one on incoming now though, so that's good. I'm so far behind in this series. This is just the streams. I don't know if you know that, but streams are separate than the desert series. But yeah, for the streams, I don't know. What did we do last time? Oh yeah, we made the weapons factory, of course. Yeah. And then we've been just upgrading things constantly down by the copper factory and the other one. What were we at? We were at 1,800 just about. Okay, that's fine. And now you're gonna wait. Maybe this should be cleared now. That way you pick up the same half in here. But I won't take any more out from now, and we'll see what happens over time. That's gonna wait a minute and a half. Or, yeah, 2.5 minutes, sorry. Before it then goes and picks up this. So ideally, it's gonna pick up 2,400 or thereabout. And ideally, the next truck will be behind it, waiting to pick up 2,400, and then it'll wait to pick up 2,400. Right? That's the idea. It works. I'm still in the desert area in the series. Loving it though. Great inspo for my own base. Nice. Yeah, so these streams are separate to the desert playthrough. So you don't have to worry about missing anything out there. Well, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, we just built the aluminum factory. I was really happy with it. Kind of disappointed the views are not the best on the last video in particular, but oh well. I think I'm really proud of that factory. I think it's like the best aluminum you can make. Like, I really believe it. And it was super fun to turn it on. I think the factory could probably be laid out better, but the logic of the machines and the recycling not failing and stuff, or being impossible to fail, I'm like my proudest thing I've done in the game, probably. Thanks, Farmer Scott. I was kind of expecting like people to share it around more or something, but maybe it's just not that big of a deal. Just with how much people say they struggle with aluminum, I thought, oh yeah, like people are gonna like this because there's no issue. But you know, it's divided into 4-hour-long videos, so there's also that I'm sure is part of it. That's the idea, live RJ, yeah. So this is going to build to about 2,500, just under that, and then this truck should move over there. Might be a bit janky while it tries to do that. So when this one gets 2,500, this will have 2,500, basically, and it's going to pick up the remainder. These will wait behind each other, ideally. All right, he's ready to move now. So this is the. I'm just gonna help. I won't help it. I'll just let it do its thing. If I wasn't here, they would just move without any of this physics issue. This is a bad layout, so I'm aware of that. But this doesn't happen when I'm not there. Let me just move you a little bit, just to say, okay, there you go. And now you're loading, right? So that's good. You're loading the rest. That's great. And now you're gonna wait 2.5 minutes and do the same to the guy behind you. So I think this will work out pretty well. The question I have now is, really, will you get back here when you pull up to the front? That's what needs to happen. That's the only thing I'll be waiting on. So we have to wait another 2.5 minutes, basically, to test this out. And like I said, if I'm not in the area, this will run a little bit smoother, but we're not down to, like, the second. Doesn't have to be ultra specific. But if it's not even close, then it means, yeah, you need another truck. Alright, Godspeed. What do you got? 4-4. That's good. 400 in that, 500 in that. You've picked up just over 2.5. You're empty. Cool. We'll just wait for this one more time to move around, and then we'll know if this guy gets back in time. Thrilling, I don't know, entertainment here. Oh my god, there's someone in the chat named Nix. I think with aluminum, people stick to what they're familiar with a secret recipe they follow in all playthroughs, if you will, since it's prone to failure. Since it's so prone to failure. Yeah, no, it's totally fine and fair. I wasn't expecting like mega views or anything, but it's like one of the least viewed videos. Granted, it's one of the most recent, so maybe over time it'll pick up. But yeah, the build for it generally, it's more for, I suppose, newcomers. So I imagine over time it'll probably do well. All my videos tend to do well over time. Like, I look back sometimes and I'm like, damn, this has like 100,000 views. You know, I remember at the time I was sulking because it was only had 20 or something like that. Just silently gains them. Or people work their way through the playlists and stuff. Would anyone know how to fix an error for the drivers of a graphics card? Can't play in any of my games because of it. No, I don't personally know, but there's issues at the moment with NVIDIA drivers causing problems with loads of games. So hopefully they'll put a fix out soon. But if not, I think most people will tell you to revert your drivers. I don't even know how to do that. Like, I'm a PC gamer incompetent when it comes to that stuff. I mean, I could work it out, but I would ultimately just be Googling it and going through the steps of whatever you have to do, or using AI. The truck's not stuck. They're on timers. Don't worry about it. He's just started to move now. He's stuck. But like I said, if I'm not in the area, it won't be a problem. So I'll just help him along. Right, so all I care about now is 2.5 minutes have to go by, and now we have to see if the next truck comes back. I say 2.5 minutes. Sorry, it's 1.5 minutes, isn't it? 150 seconds. Did I set it to 150 or did I set it to 200? Can't interact with it while he's there. Is this even loaded yet? Yeah, it has. There you go. Yes, that one's just a negligible timer. This is the one with the... I can't remember if I set it to 150. Or was it higher? Yeah, I don't know. So 2400 divided by 900. 2.5 minutes. 0.6 times. Yeah, no, 150. It's 2.5 minutes. Okay, cool. I was just making sure. It confuses my own mind. Question is, before you pull up, before you start moving forward, I need that next one right behind you. Otherwise, we have to add another truck. That's the rule. So, we're almost done. I did 150. Cool, thank you. What is the Behemoth factory? It's the one that these trucks are feeding. We'll be moving over to it in about 1.5 minutes. It's a giant copper and caterium factory. Makes 14,000 copper ingots per minute. 800 caterium ingots per minute. 7,000 quick wire. I don't even know how much wire and cable. Bunch of things. Hey, DM. Yeah, 14,000. We'll be heading over to it in just a minute if you haven't seen it before. We're troubleshooting it. So for those who don't know, if you are new to the stream, this world that I'm in was built in update 8. This is quite a while ago now. And then when 1.0 came out, I started a new world and we streamed that. So this wasn't streamed originally. This was a video series. And then with the new world, I streamed the game and then we beat the game. It was actually my first time beating the game. And then afterwards, I wanted to continue the stream, so people were like, oh, go back to your update 8 world. So we did that, upgraded it to 1.0, and now into 1.1. And one of the things I built in this world was a really large copper and caterium factory here. And it was built early-ish in the game, so it's supplied via trucks. I didn't even have rail unlocked. Right, so he's moving right when he should, actually. 2,500. Yeah, perfect. But the other trucks aren't here yet, so we do need another one. Oh, it's actually so close by that we might get away with it, thinking of being just over there. If there's only a few seconds in it, we'll be definitely okay. Because they weren't full anyway. Anyway. Right, so the way this factory operates is all of these little orange men, right? So if I hover over this, not all of these symbols, but all the ones that are orange within here are the copper outposts that trucks are pulling copper from and bringing them into this factory. So that's why there's like a road here that they're all like feeding into, and all of that ore is turned into, yeah, copper ingots, and we do things with them. You're almost full. It's really good to see that, actually. Okay, cool. Although you've gained too much now. Do you think we need another one then? Okay. With the increased timer though, the traffic on the road won't be that much more than it was, because they were leaving every 30 seconds. Now they're leaving every 2.5 minutes, so kind of works out the same. One? Yeah, just making sure. Alright, cool. He'll figure himself out in a sec. Alright, let's head back over. So anyway, one of the problems we were having in the factory was there wasn't enough copper ore coming in. So I've isolated where that's happening. It was this outpost. And it's annoying because it's the worst built one. Because it's the highest volume, and I think we did it quite quick. But with that in place now, there should be enough copper coming into the factory. All the refineries should get back up and running. And that should fix the hitching we had earlier on. I don't think I needed to make it 160. I don't mind adding another truck. As long as they're sitting out here and not clogging the roads. It's not a problem, you know? It's more about just making sure 4 trucks aren't driving all at the same time along the road that's real busy. Hey, oh the lag. Although, the other person made a good point that we're maybe a tad low on biofuel, so we could check that out as well, just to make sure we're okay there. We did just build a weapons factory, making every weapon in the game, so I can always go out and harvest some biofuel if I need to. The idea was that we never really should have to do that, so I might put them back on coal. So at least it's infinite. Funny that coal is renewable, but biofuel isn't. What eats that much? Yeah, I can't. The original reason to make all this copper was just to say, like, I'll never have to make copper again. We'll just do one big factory in the grassy fields biome. Just use all the copper down there, and that'll be it. Anytime we need copper, we just get it from this place. But people quite interestingly pointed out that late in the game, the particle accelerators use copper powder to make nuclear pasta, I think it is. Something like that. And they use a huge amount of copper. So actually, this place actually won't, not even this place, but the copper factory won't actually be enough. Weirdly. I think we're good. How are we doing for storage? Oh yeah, there's loads. Yeah, I don't think we're at any risk of running out. The question is, do we use more than, I think we make 120 per minute here. Biofuel. And as long as we don't consume more than 120 per minute, then we're okay. Yeah, the containers are backfilling. Okay, that's good. We're okay. Probably throw a few more trucks on if we really need to. quick wire load balancing is done now. I'm trying to think of a fun goal or challenge for my next playthrough. Anyone have any suggestions? 10 ballistic warp drives per minute. Have fun. I'll see you later. A fun challenge for me, just as a side factory, was doing the weapons factory. Make one of every weapon. And gas filter. All of that stuff. That was pretty cool. Can only play when drunk. That's interesting. It sounds like you have some deep issues. Sushi factory? Yeah. Right, anyway, sorry, this is the copper factory. So this is the entrance over here. You can see the trucks going into it. And I'm trying to stabilize it so it runs cleanly. But it's such a massive project that there's like so many different things to do with it. Alright, well the belts are full again, so it gives me some confidence that it's working. Having to pick up on 2 stations is taxing. Yeah, they drop off at 4. How much power do I use? Don't know. Vehicles are deadlocked. There's bugs in the game. Yeah. That's just a bugged deadlock one. That'll fix itself. Since 1.1, basically the game's just causing deadlocks, but then they resolve themselves. So, there's all sorts of vehicle issues now in the game that, I mean, they weren't, like, they were janky before, but they worked. Now they're janky and they tend to break down, but they tend to fix themselves. Although it can be any matter of time before they do. That actually might be a true deadlock thinking about it. We'll check it in a minute. But what's happening lately is that trucks will just stop. Just in the middle of the road. No reason. Almost like they've run out of fuel. But they haven't. And then sometimes you also see it'll say 2 trucks are deadlocked, one behind the other. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, so that's the culprit. We want to fix these guys. So they're the ones not getting enough copper. %. So we'll just have to wait a little while, but they'll be back up to speed in no time, I'm sure. Yeah, well, this place was built before I even had trains. I love trucks. Trucks are great. But now trucks fucking suck in 1.1, but trucks in 1.0 are great. Had a huge truck network, no issues, no problems. Load the same file, same save in 1.1, boom, issues. And they've moved off from patching it anymore, so I was hoping it was just going to be an experimental thing, but it's left that way now. So now I tell people, yeah, avoid them, don't use them. Until they get their act together. Look at that, the deadlock's gone. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, but it's frustrating, but oh well. I came out to check to see if it was still there, but gone. I'm so glad. I always hated trucks. I don't trust them. Too much freedom. Too much freedom. I love trucks. You build a road system, trucks operate. Trucks are great. I don't know why people hate them so much. I find trains to be a pain in the ass, especially to build. There's so much stuff that has to go into the infrastructure for it. It's great once they're running, because then it's very super satisfying. But my plan is, like, I've got a big train line. That is a train line that runs up to my aluminum factory, and it does great stuff. But trains for me are like Everything has a purpose. Trucks, medium distance, medium volume. Or low volume. Trains, long distance, high volume. Perfect. Drones, long distance, maybe hard to reach areas, low volume. So they all have a purpose. I wouldn't only suggest using one over the other. And I think it's somewhat lame. Anyone can do what they want, but somewhat lame to be like, I only use trains to move things. It's like, okay. Just like ignoring two-thirds of the transport methods in the game. That's, you know, each to your own. Some people just use belts. And as long as you're enjoying it, I couldn't care less. But, you know, I just feel like people are kind of missing out a bit. When you get them working, they're great. But people like their trains, so it is what it is. I have to wait a little bit until the copper arrives, but there's probably other stuff we can do upstairs. Trying to think, well, let's keep an eye on the copper, or the quick wire. Wrong floor. How are we today? Tired, unfortunately, but good. Good mood. This is mod? No, there's no mod here. Why are you guys backed up? Oh wow, severely backed up on this side. And that's stopped. Oh, has the AI limiters backed up? Thought they were going into an awesome sync. Oh yeah, they're backed up. Oops. The awesome syncs in here are temporary, by the way. It's just because I'm trying to get the factory running, so we just need everything to run consistently. But they've stopped for some reason. Oh, the overflow wasn't turned on. There you go. Train solved the issue of ore patches running out in Factorio. In Satisfactory, they're just cool and very fun. Yeah, trains are needed. Well, Factorio is different, right? I mean, Factorio is an infinite world, and things run out, like you said, and you have to move. I still don't even know how to play that game because of that. I mean, I haven't played it in years. When's the last time I played it? Five years ago? I feel like even then I probably only played it for like a day. But before that would have been my longer session with it. Every time I play it, things run out and I'm not ready tech-wise to move and I lose. Or I cause too much pollution and my guns aren't enough to keep things at bay. And I think it's awesome. I love it. And I played it before I ever played Satisfactory, so I'm probably a lot better at it now if I went back. But that was a huge struggle of mine. Like, I don't understand signals, don't understand trains. I had a train line and I was moving to other patches, but it just wasn't good enough. And I would just get destroyed. And I loved it, but yeah, I wasn't good. I was very bad at it. But I like to think now I'd be probably pretty good at it. Now that I've gained 2,000 hours of this game. And I've played some Dyson Sphere. And Shapes Z. I think I understand the things a lot more. So you guys are just totally full. Yeah. One of the annoying things with making a belt that does exactly what the machine needs is when they do accidentally get full, they just kind of stay full for a long time. But I guess they'll empty out themselves. I'm just really OCD at the moment trying to get the factory running correctly, so I'm just trying to give them some breathing room to get their stuff out. Am I playing any other games in my downtime? Dude, I play so many games. Well, not as much as I used to, I guess. But yeah, I'm playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33 at the moment. Bear with me just 1 second. I'll tell you exactly what I play. Almost everything I play on PlayStation. Recreationally. Some stuff I play on PC, but mostly PlayStation now. Oh yeah, Forza Horizon 5. I'll check my trophies. Trophies will just tell me like what I played in what order. There we go. Yeah, so I platinumed Subnautica just recently. Shadow of the Colossus, beat that recently. The first Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy like 1. Mass Effect 2, platinumed for the first time. Never played that game before, loved it. Mass Effect 1, platinumed before that. Had played that before, but never got 100% in it. Playing Stardew Valley with Rosie. Played Trepang 2, which is awesome, great game. Should have got the platinum in GTA 3 Definitive Edition, but there's a missable quest that I missed in the middle of the game. And you have to play through the whole thing again to get it. Insane. So I have like 99% or something. I Am Setsuna, got the platinum in that. Just before, The Invincible by 11-Bit Studios, got the platinum in that. Actually, no, I didn't get the platinum, but I got really close. Robocop Rogue City, and before that was Burnout Paradise Remastered, and Nier Automata, and Astrobot, and Horizon Forbidden West. That's pretty much as far back as we need to go. So yeah. Yeah, Subnautica I played a long time ago when it was on PC, but then it just came, I don't know why, it just came up on console for me, and I was like, yeah, I'll get this. I never beat it. So it was like, I don't finish games when they're on PC, but when they're on PlayStation, I do. Just the way it is. So yeah, on PlayStation, I loved it. It was so good. So good. Yeah, just going deeper and deeper. Like, I think I'd gotten the Cyclops machine. Like the submarine, that's the word. But I'd never gotten much further than that. I think I got to a depth of like 800 or 1,000, and that was kind of it on PC for some reason. I couldn't find whatever I needed at the time. But playing it again on PlayStation just recently, I was loving it. I was like, this is so cool. Like, the sense of exploration was so good. So I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it if you haven't played it. I've heard people say that the second one isn't as good. Or the Below Zero. And then the second one is coming at the moment. Right, so I've given it a little bit of time. I know I've been dawdling around here. I'm just waiting for, really, the copper to make its way to the refinery, so then we can see if this place is running okay. And this should flush out some stuff. I could maybe build a temporary awesome sink just to drain things to get the belts running nicely again. Yeah, the machines are working, but it would just be good to get everything looking good. Maybe I'll just do that temporarily. Should I? Yeah, let's just do that. So this just be really quick and really temporary. Just grab myself a smart splitter. Oh my god. I apologize for the clipping. Just temporary. God, it's so laggy in here, man. Go into my other world and it's so smooth. Alright, so just overflow has been siphoned off here for a moment. And that should allow me to clear those machines, and then things will just look a little bit better. Anyway, Below Zero is worth it if you're invested into the story. Yeah, I feel like it can't be that bad. Sure, it's fine. I also just bought Nier Automata. So far, it's good. Dude, Nier Automata is like, became one of top 10, top 5 maybe games for me ever. And I really didn't like it for the first... I don't know why I stuck with it. I just did. I played it, again, I played it on PC a couple years ago. Played it a little bit. It was like really highly recommended to me by someone. And they gifted it to me, and I played it for a little while. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Little hack and slash type game. Fine. But for some reason, playing it again on PlayStation recently, I stuck with it for longer. And then once you beat it the first time, because you can... I won't spoil anything, don't worry. But once you beat it the first time, you kind of then understand like what's happening. And then you beat it the second time, and then the game begins. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's probably the most self-aware game I've ever played. Pretty incredible, in many ways. What are my PC specs? I have an AMD Ryzen 9 5950X. I have an RTX 3090. And a 32 gigs of RAM, I want to say. This game actually runs amazingly well for me. Totally fine. But they, again, I've been shitting on Coffee Stain lately because in 1.1, whatever they did lowered my frame rate specifically in this factory. So maybe something to do with having lots of lights or having lots of belts, but I get this hitching. See, like the stuttery, like it like stutters. It didn't do that in 1.0. We have many streams building in here. It's just as complex. Now it's to the point where I can be out of the factory and just look over at the factory and it hitches. But it's a new thing. So it's kind of actually like made me want to move off the save because it's like very annoying. And when I play my other world, which is also quite big and has lots going on, totally smooth. So it could be something, the fact that this is an update 0.8, it could be something to do with, the, they broke the lifts. Or some of the lifts anyway. And they're like reversed. And maybe looking at those are causing issues, I don't know. I haven't gone around and fixed all the lifts because life is too short. But you can see them flickering and like having issues, so I don't know what's gone on, but something's happened. So yeah, again, a bit of a shame. It's not like the place is running like flawlessly, but it wasn't hitching. It was smooth enough. Turn that off now. Anyway, is Satisfactory my all-time favorite game? No, not even close. I really like it, but it wouldn't be my all-time favorite game. All-time favorite game would be... Well, again, I said top 5 earlier, so something like Rome Total War, the original. Especially with the mod Roma Surrectum 2. Metal Gear Solid 3. Final Fantasy 7. Nier Automata. Uncharted 2. Little Big Planet 1 I have a real soft spot for as well. The Little Big Planet games, but they're quite old now. Anno 1800 will be up there as a more recent game. Yeah, those will be in the top 10 conversation, I'm sure. Satisfactory would be in the like top 20 or 30, maybe top 30. I really like the game. It's one of my most played games. Even before I was a content creator, it was like up there. I'd love to see you do a world that's fully spread out that you need trains and trucks. Well, I don't know. I could show you a world where I've done that. We'll come back into this one in a minute. Check on those things and how they're doing. But my first series was called Eden Prime. And I did 60 odd videos. And it was during update 7. So when it moved to update 8, I stopped doing the series because my performance tanked. And then they eventually patched it and it came back. I was one of the like 1%ers that had like a real problem. I couldn't even run the game. Like it was really bad. And then they fixed it eventually. I got near on, and sorry, I wasn't reading the chat very well there. So I'll make sure I read the channel member chat first, just to at least be fair. Below Zero is worth it if you're invested in the story. I never finished Forbidden West. Very long game. 120 hours it took me to get the platinum because it included Burning Shores as well. Burning Shores, by the way, really cool DLC, especially the boss fight at the end. When I used to play games just like it all the time, yeah, the character building and gear system just gets overwhelming at some point. I totally understand that. Forbidden West is mental in terms of all the elements and weapon types and stuff. I just at some point threw my hands up and was just like, whatever, man, I'll just use whatever, you know. I tried to shake it up and for the variety of things, be like, look, I've never used this before. Sure, I'll just try it. Let's give it a go. Because it's very easy to just pick 3 weapons that you like and just roll with them forever. You can really just do that. But when I wanted to get the platinum, there are certain creatures that you have to take down to get rare items and stuff, and they require like a certain element. It's like I mean, Forbidden West is like an amazing game for its combat. Like, the combat of that game, for me, is probably one of the best in third-person combat games. I'm not a Souls guy, though, right? So I know a lot of people like those. But it's just the variety, like what you're doing to enemies. Like, you're pinning them down, you're targeting their weak spots, you're hitting their elements, you're making them fight against each other, you're leaping over them, the combos that you can do, the melee system is improved. Awesome, just so good. Such a shame Aloy is like a real boring character, because if it wasn't for that, I feel like they'd tick every box. Anyways, there's a machine that like burrows through the sand and stuff, and when it comes up, you have to pin it to a rock, basically. It's so cool. And there's another one which is like a big snake that like actually uses cliffs that are in the area, so you have to like detonate the cliffs with like explosives to prevent it being able to climb. It's genius. It's like a Monster Hunter game or something. Anyway, and the graphics. But I totally agree with what you're saying. The gear, I'm not a big fan of statistics in games and stuff, so it became a little overwhelming. But dude, to make a catch up of your live stream VODs, said Spirey, I'm up to your playing with quantum stuff for the first time. I'm quite enjoying it. Keep it up. Thank you. Oh, you're in Kent. Yeah, very hot at the moment. And sorry, Nick's also said, ever played Rain World? No, I've actually never heard of it. Sorry that I'm missing so much chat. I promise I'll catch up. If you just write it again, if you're still here, I'll get at you now. This is taking forever to load, by the way. It is an old update world. 1.1 runs better than 1.0 release day. Haven't played for months until this week. It doesn't for me. When's the next video coming for the Desert series? I've no idea. I haven't even started it because I was moving over the weekend. Yesterday was the first day I was like, quote, back at work. And the move started when that last video just came out. Like, I got that out the door before I started packing everything up. So unfortunately, I've no idea. And I'm just so busy with all these other things as well. I know I hate saying that, but it's like I need to get like home insurance. My car needs to be serviced. There's all these like random small things. I need pet insurance for Rex. There's just like a bunch of things I have to do, and I'm exhausted. I'm like so tired as well. But anyway, I didn't want to miss another stream. And then I have Manor work and stuff. I don't use upscaling. Do you think Expedition 33 is going to be up there? No, I'm not as high in that game as everyone else is. I really like it. For me, it's like an 8 out of 10. Classic 8 out of 10. I'm almost finished it as well. I might push for the platinum, maybe. I'm like, in Act 3, grinding a few of like optional bosses, basically. I think it's great, but I'm definitely a fan of more traditional turn-based games. To me, Expedition 33 is a Souls game, which happens to be turn-based, and I'm just not a fan of Souls games. Not a fan of parry windows and timing mechanics in games. Like, you have to hit the timing thing. I can do it. I actually find the game really easy. It's actually incredibly easy, which is one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of it. I like real turn-based strategy. And in this, if you can just dodge, you'd never get hit. And after you've played a battle against a type of monster a couple of times, you can like never get hit. It's just like too easy. Granted, I'm playing on normal. I could beef up the difficulty, but it's like, whatever. Final Fantasy 7 best game? Yeah, I love Final Fantasy 7. I love a lot of different Final Fantasies. But I do think I just recently got to the twist in Expedition, and I was like, I won't spoil it again, don't worry. Not the twist, but like the what's happening, because you're wondering that the whole game. You're like, why are people dying the way they are? Like, what's that about? And they provide an explanation. I actually thought it was quite... I don't know what anyone else thinks about it, because I haven't looked it up. I thought it was quite clever, quite interesting, quite good. So worth the payoff, I thought. Not like, oh my god, mind blown, this is crazy, but it was different than what I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was cool. So the reason I loaded this world just really quickly was because someone said like, oh, I'd love to see you make different factories spread out, connected by train lines. My first playthrough on YouTube was all connected by a train, which is why I find it so funny when I'm like dragging trains and saying they suck, or I just don't want to build them a lot of the time. People are like, oh, but they're so good. It's like, guys, I have a world that has a train going like all around the edge of the map, back and forth. And I just found it a pain. I'm playing at 1440p. Did I ever get into RuneScape? When I was much younger, I played RuneScape. So I only got broadband in like 2008, but I was able to play RuneScape on dial-up internet. I don't know where any of this stuff is in this world, so I don't have any jetpack fuel or anything to climb, do anything with. Yeah, there we go. 1440 is the, yeah. Yeah, I play at 1440p, everything's maxed out, no upscaling. I'm running at 60 FPS now. I mean, I'm looking at the sky, but yeah. My Desert Series world runs at 80 FPS. There's a decent amount of stuff in that world. And that was a world started in 1.0. I just feel like these legacy worlds from older updates tend to not run as well. And with 1.0, I was pretty happy with performance. It's just 1.1 has gone down a bit for me. I don't think I'll be updating and finishing this world. That'd be funny, though. I was saying earlier, I might play with mods. Because I don't think the game's going to get updates for a while now, based on what they've said. So mods would probably be fairly stable to play around with. Those games are just repeating boss fights until you understand the rhythm. Yeah, that's exactly why I don't like them. exactly why. I think it's... Anyway, I don't want to make an enemy out of people in chat, but to me... Souls games, and I'm a PlayStation fanboy, so I played Demon Souls when it first came out. I played every exclusive back when they came out, and I was like, cool, Demon Souls, whatever, play this. And I remember my friends, I was in college at the time, they were like, oh dude, it's like the hardest game ever. I was like, sweet, love it, this is gonna be great. And then I realized it's only hard because like you just have to learn the pattern, and I'm like, well that's just tedious, man. That's just tedious. So tedious. I don't like games that just completely waste your time. And to me, that's a game that does that. And it's like directionless and everything. So I've just made up my mind that it's just like not for me. Games that would be a little bit more for me in that realm would be like Lies of P or even like Stellar Blade. It's like Souls Light in some ways. I'd be more up of that speed. I just wanted to go up to this factory up here. Yeah, so, you know, I've been there, done that. Built a rail line that goes around the world. To varying success. My power runs on rail. I pick up all the oil from this grader down here, and it, by a train, comes all the way up to this location, because there was oil there already. So I then just expanded it to have more coming in. I just remember thinking it'd be cool to do it via train. So, I appreciate that, Titan. The frame rate for me, first of all, I have it capped to 60 anyway, but the frame rate for me is hitching, and it's only done that since 1.1. Now, you could be right. I actually have a degree in programming, so I know a little bit about it. From my observation, it's just an optimization problem. It's not, like, I can't lower settings to make any difference. Now, to be fair, I haven't tried, but when it was doing this before, in Update 8, you could lower the settings down to the lowest, and there would be nothing that would change when it's a hitch, because it's a frame time problem, not a frame rate problem. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. And like I said, in the most modern save of an Update 1 world, I have no problem. So to me, it spells that there's something wrong with either a certain object in the game. It's definitely not foliage, because there's foliage in that world. It's to do with the buildables in the world, if anything, and the logic of something. Something is hitching, getting caught, and hitching, and causing a frame time error. If your frame rate's bad when you load into an empty world, then you know it's your GPU. If your frame rate's bad when you've got a lot going on in the world, and you're in a section of the map that's not even near any of the factories, then it's your CPU, because that means that your CPU is trying to cycle through all the stuff that's happening, and it's causing, that could be the thing that's causing lag. If it's when you're in an area, only in a specific area, And when you do a specific thing, then it's probably GPU. So yeah. Build the pentagon from this. Oh, the hexagon thing. Yeah, so this place is... I love that it's like overgrown because I haven't been here in years. Now, the fact that this world is hitching so severely, you know, I don't know what the reason for that is, but... I don't think it's GPU, I think it's CPU. That means that changing graphical settings shouldn't really do anything. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. It's just an educated guess, but I'm not that educated. I'm gonna die. I don't have any jetpack fuel or anything. There's no dimensional depot in this world. Oh, I'll have to leave it there. I was gonna go over to that big thing, but it doesn't really matter. Alright. Just for comparison's sake, I'll load into my desert world. And it's butter. Like butter. Upping my shader cache. Do I have VSync? Or I don't even know what a VRR display is. I don't know if I have VSync on. I don't think so. Because my monitor's refresh rate is 165 Hz. Oh, this is so nice. No hitching. I can do full spins. No problems. Oh, feels so good. So good. I'll check the settings in a second. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. The frame rate's just 60 up in the top right. Love it. Love it. Does this be the most busy section? So 55. Granted, I'm streaming from this computer as well, so... yeah. Pretty good frame rate. Happy enough with it, I guess. A variable refresh rate. Yeah, I have two Asus... oh, I can't remember the names of them actually. I just looked at it yesterday because I had to move them out of their boxes. They're 1440p curved monitors. And then I have a third monitor, which is a 1080p monitor. That's the thing, in the desert is no foliage. The foliage, you think, is a 1.1 problem? Well, we could head to if it's foliage, then you'd have it whether there's a factory in the world or not, right? So I could go to a place with high foliage and have a look. Love this, man. This is the place to be. I think everything here is running at 100%. Now, this save file was given out recently, by the way, for those who want it. You know, free. You don't have to do anything to get it, just if you wanted to see the factory. But yeah, it's doing 1,500 bauxite per minute, but it's capable of doing 3,000 once we get the improved miner. Yeah, so I'm waiting on this to get to 225 per minute. We're almost there. There. It's on a manifold. The other ones are running as they should be, though. But yeah, let's go to the swamp or something. Let's go to a place with high foliage and see, does that affect the frame rate at all? I mean, foliage, it makes sense. I mean, foliage should be more taxing than not having any. I mean, I am in the desert. It's a good thing to point out. Because foliage makes you render alpha channels. Because it's leaves that you're trying to see through parts of them and stuff. And the more alpha channels you have stacked on top of each other, the lower your frame rate gets. Because your GPU has to compute, okay, I'm displaying this here, but then I also have to display something behind it. And then also have to think about behind that, and so on, the further back it goes. It's often why, like, smoke and VFX like fire, can be detrimental to frame rates. Because it's not just trying to render what's its own thing, but it's then trying to show you what's behind it, and it has to calculate what's behind it based on distance and stuff. It's pretty taxing mathematically for a GPU to work that out. The more of them you stack on each other, the worse it gets. With foliage, you have a lot of that. Down to 46, 44. Oh yeah, you're right. It's pretty bad actually. 40. Although I am streaming, but yeah, it's pretty low. Up to 60 now. I'm stable. I don't want to change any settings though. I do have VSync on. Turn that off. It's all good. I'll just leave it the way it is. It's the hitching that I mind. See, there's no hitching in this world. I can spin around, there's no lag. I can't do that in the other one. I don't notice the frame rate if it doesn't, like, hitch. As long as it doesn't drop too significantly, obviously. I do think the rail lines need a little bit of love, if possible. From Coffee Stain? You're very generous for sharing all your blueprint and save files for free. Yeah, not to throw shade at the other creators, but I don't think I'm generous. I think I'm normal. I think they're being stingy, in my opinion. I know that's a bit controversial, but people make mods and give them for free. You're gonna make a blueprint in a game and charge people? It's kind of crazy, but whatever. Anyway. Pipe holes are fixed, yeah. Did you sync the station yet? What does that mean? Add awesome syncs to it? Yep, I did do that. Oh, did I sync the train station? No. Like lower into the ground. No, I haven't done that yet. After that video came out, I didn't do anything. I packed away my PC. I haven't been in the game. Very good point. Yeah, I mean, it's the norm, right? So that's why you might be like, oh, it makes me look good, I guess, but it's not the intention. I just don't feel right doing that. I just don't feel right. I mean, look, I don't think my blueprints are of good enough quality. Maybe theirs are. I haven't looked at them, so whatever. But you're effectively making a microtransaction. That's what they are doing. They're charging you a microtransaction for an in-game item, you know? And it's kind of bullshit. So I don't know which creators even do that. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's fine. It'll just create mini drama or something. But if those creators ever complain about microtransactions, people should definitely point that out to them, that they do that. Because one thing that bothers the crap out of me is I see big creators, obviously big ones, not for this game, but for other games, shitting on, you know, oh, Call of Duty skins and stuff or whatever, and then they're doing the same thing. They're selling the same thing. And it's like, oh yeah, but it's different for me. They're like a big company. But it's like, well, if you're in charge of the company, you'd be doing the same thing. You're a big streamer. You're like a millionaire. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't sound legal? Oh, it's legal. You can charge for anything. It could be on Coffee Stain to crack them down if they wanted to. Maybe there'd be a legality there. But no, you're selling a data file that effectively, it's effectively just like a notepad file with data in it that will assemble something in a game for you. You could totally sell that. It's fine. I mean, there could be like in the EULA terms and service if they wanted. I wouldn't advocate for this. I don't want anyone cracking down on it, really. It's, you know, if I'm totally a free market guy. If people are happy to support, you know, they're supporting the creator for other reasons. It's not just the blueprints. I'm sure that helps, but you should be, people are able to make their own decisions, I think. So I wouldn't be like, oh, is it legal or anything like that. I do think it is legal, and I think it should be. It's fine. Free market in that respect, but I just think it's kind of shitty. Anyways, whatever. They get sweet FA from me if they do that. What's a FA? Just convenience factor, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's stopping someone from replicating the blueprint themselves? Nothing. Yeah. You could have one person like go onto someone's community, buy the blueprints, and then just put them on the internet for free. You shouldn't do that, by the way. Patreon is just another way to pay. I've seen nothing from anyone worth paying for. Well, yeah, I mean, it's complicated, right? It's about, do you want to support the content? It depends on... Patreon is done differently for different creators. Some creators feel like it's a membership subscription service and you should get something back for that, right? So maybe they give you something every month, whatever it might be. New videos, merch, whatever. Depending on the creator, it can be really big things. Like I've seen it where it's like a whole subscription service where you get like loads of stuff. Like a box of stuff. And other creators do it where it's like, yeah, you just get your name in the credits. That's it. It's more just like crowdfunding. And, you know, it is what it is. But, what was I going to say? Damn, I was going to say something about it. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't have a problem with people like who want to... Obviously, I'm a YouTuber and streamer. I would be nothing without people who are willingly... financially aiding me. I think I've got like 40% of my income is just from people who do channel memberships and donations and things. Something like that. It's 30 or 40. So, you know, I can't be too much of a hypocrite and say like, shouldn't be doing that. And I don't think anyone's owed anything on a Patreon as long as they say that you know what you're getting. I'm just totally fine. I mean, it's, people joke and call it e-begging. I mean, it basically is. You're like, hey, look, if you want to support me, and you like what I do, I don't make enough from the ads or whatever, this helps a lot. And if you believe that, then there you go. When I left my job to do this full time, I set up a Patreon because I was making $300 a month. But I actually went a little overboard and I shared all my finances for 3 years, every month, with everyone who paid because I wanted everyone to know where their money went. Because I'm crazy. And then when I took the Patreon down, I stopped doing that. But we used to hold things called Senate meetings, where every month I'd be like, cool, Patreon brought in like this much. Here's my bills, my rent, and here's what I'm working on. And you get stuff early. So yeah, that was the way I operated, because I felt like you should know. But I've eased up on that now, where I'm like, I know that a lot of people are just like, yeah, like $5, $10 a month or whatever, just to show support for the thing I enjoy and get more of it, even if it's coming anyway. That's cool by me. I do that for other people. I'm subscribed to Last Stand Media, who make podcasts, and they're one of the biggest gaming Patreons now. I've actually supported that guy for like 10 or 13, since 2013, so it's a long time now, 12 years. And what do you get? I get the podcast 2 days early, but I don't listen to them early. So I'm just paying, you know, $10 a month or whatever because I like what they do. So I don't have an expectation of something back. Because one thing I am happy with them is they don't take games early from like Sony or Microsoft or other publishers. And because they don't do that, I'm like, yeah, sweet. I'll give you $10 a month. You're not getting stuff early. You're at a bit of a disadvantage, but it means that you don't have to call anything you say into question. You're just like gamers that are just playing their games and saying what they want about them and making an entertaining show, and they never miss a week. So credit where it's due. Anyway, I hate streamers that do members only content. I do members only content. I do early access videos sometimes. Honestly, if I was more consistent, I would do it more often. But I'm just not that consistent. But I don't have a problem with that. Again, if you don't want to get it early, just don't get it early. It's the same with games. It's like, yeah, games, you want to put your game out a week early for people who want to pay more. I have no problem with that. I don't care. I never buy it, so I have no problem. I know people might not like it, but why? Like, what's the big deal? Just don't get it if you don't want it. Just don't get it. You don't have to be there the same minute as everyone else. It doesn't make any difference to anything. Unless it's a multiplayer game, then it can be a little bit like, you're at a bit of a disadvantage. Maybe if you're like ultra competitive. But each to their own. It's just my opinion, by the way. I respect people who feel differently about it, but I don't have a problem with that. I would take that, and it's not an either or necessarily, but I would much rather they do that than bundle content in as pre-order bonuses and stuff. It's like, I'd much rather, for the most part, you do the early access thing and maybe make a skin as a pre-order if you're going to do anything. But back in the day, it used to be like this expansion. Even now, we're listening to Stellaris soundtrack. There was like Stellaris DLC that was pre-order only. And then eventually, like months later, they made it free. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, don't do that. But, you know, 5 days early for pre-ordering, for paying $20 extra. If you have the $20, you don't care. You're a human being able to make that choice. I think it's fine. I'll choose not to. Most of the time. Anyway. Can I explain how I did this? Yeah, so if you go into your inventory and you move your mouse cursor over to the right edge of the screen, you get this shadow appearing. See it? And then you click it. And then this opens up. And then if you hover over this, it tells you like what you can type in there in order to format it. And then you just press X and it'll appear there. Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. Members first is no problem, but it would cost a lot of money to be a member to ever choose. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that's the landscape, isn't it? You gotta pick and choose. I'm a channel member of one YouTube channel, and I'm two actually, and I'm a patron of two, and I also kickstart something every 2 months. There's like a reoccurring kind of comic book type thing that I get, magazine actually. So those would be the only like kind of creator-led community things that I support. But I watch way more channels with way more stuff, and it's like, hey, you got to pick and choose. Thanks, by the way, Farmer Scott. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, yeah, for me anyway, the thing I don't get is that people give money to the biggest streamers. And look, it's not because I'm not the biggest, but you know, you see people like massive streamers, right? Multi-millionaires many times over. And people are donating to them like $100 and just on their streams. And sometimes they don't even read it. And I'm like, man, that just feels like a fucking waste to me. Because they get sponsorship deals that are, you know, a partner of mine worked as a publisher, and we got to see like all the rates that some channels get. And there's some channels that aren't that much bigger than mine. Well, they are bigger than mine by quite a bit, but they're not like insane. They're like doable, like 500,000 subscribers, and they're charging like 20 grand to do a video for their sponsorships. Now, full disclosure, I've never been paid more than 2, and 2 is good. I would be amazed if I made 2 grand with every video I did. I make 200 with every video I did at most. But it's like, oh, okay, so this creator, you know, charges 20 grand for his city building video, basically. Fair enough, you know, that's his price and that's what he feels his reach is worth, and it probably is. And then at the same time, you've got people like giving them like $100 for nothing. And it's like, look, you support who you want, but man, it just feels like kind of, you should just hold on to that. They're okay, you know, other people could do with it, charity or something could do with it, you could probably do with it, like, they're way better off than you. But I get it, kind of, if you just feel good about like the content you're consuming, you want to support it, I get it. Anyway, it's an interesting like world we live in now, I guess, with all that stuff. Right, so copper, has it made its way down all the way here? It actually has. Actually done it. This is the row, wasn't it? I think it was that row. I'm looking at the copper number. This one is a bit low. Oh no, it's not. Alright, that's looking good. 17. I keep seeing 17 flash on my screen, but I don't know if I'm misreading it. I'm literally just misreading. If I move fast enough, it comes up as 17. I think it's on the belt. Anyway, pay to type in chat. The 20,000 streamer will never read. Yeah, it just really bothers me when they don't read it. You know, I miss a lot of chat, so I get it. They just miss things. I'm sure they don't do it on purpose, but it's like, damn, man, I worry about the person who did that, you know, because I've been there, I've donated, and you sit there and you do wait to see the person react to it. And if they don't, and it's a lot of money, it's like, man, that hurts. He's a controversial figure now. But I donated to Dr. Disrespect once, and it was $5. Now, this is going against my own thing, right? He's a big streamer, or whatever. And I can't remember what it was, but I was having a bit of a shitty day, and he played Resident Evil 8. And I just booted it up. And his stream was really, like, made me belly laugh. Because there was all this stuff, all this effort was put into... He made these scenes for like showing up at the big house or the big manor. It wasn't sponsored or anything, and he made all these like transitions and all this stuff. He always has like custom artwork, and I was just really impressed. And I thought, like, he's an FPS streamer mostly. I was like, you didn't have to do any of this, and I kind of thought it was worth it, you know. So in some respects, I somewhat get it. So maybe if $100 isn't worth that much to you, it's worth the same as that 5 was to me. But when I donated that, he didn't read it. It might have been 10 actually, but yeah, he didn't read it, and I was like, oh. And that's the only time I've ever donated to anyone big. So, is what it is. I'd be much more comfortable supporting big creators when you get something more tangible in return, when they're big. I think that's totally cool. It's like, oh, merch or whatever it might be. I don't buy merch, but something like that. Some creators offer things, you know, on like a shop almost, and it's like, yeah, that's what you should move to when you become big, because now you have the financial stability to create some sort of like something you can give back. Is that, you know, you get, obviously you're making your money, but like people are getting something for it, posters, whatever it might be. Anyway, it is what it is. Sorry, that's a lot of, it's very, I enjoy talking about this stuff, but I should really just play the game, right? If it's a competitive game, the early access thing is liable to disinterest me in the game entirely. Yeah, it wouldn't for me, but I could totally understand that. Like, I'm a big Battlefield fan, and if Battlefield, this new one, do like 3 days early or 5 days early, I'm like, it's fine, I'll just wait. I mean, it depends. I like Battlefield, so maybe it depends. If it wasn't too expensive, I might do it. But like most games, I'm like, no, I'm good, I'll just wait. If I'm at a 5-day disadvantage, it's fine. I'll get better. It's okay. But that's just me. But I get the feeling though, right? It's like the feeling of just being like, oh, I don't even want to take part now. But I just don't have FOMO for anything. I used to, maybe years ago, but now I'm just like, there are so many games. I can just play whatever I want at any time. I'm good. I don't need to play the latest thing that came out. The reason I got Expedition 33 was because it was so highly recommended, and people were like, it's a small team, and it's a turn-based game, and it's well, maybe not AAA, but like highest level of AA quality. And I was like, yeah, you know, I want to support that, more of that being made, because I really like turn-based games. So I bit the bullet and decided to buy it straight up. Normally, I'm playing old games, like I mentioned through that list, if you were here earlier. Like Subnautica and just games I've missed, you know. Want to get to 100, want to get all the achievements and stuff, so that's just the way I am with most things. Just get to it when I get to it. Anyway, do you think you'll stream Battlefield? No, I don't think I really want to ever stream anything that that I play in my own time, because people don't care. So yeah. I would do it if everyone here stayed here, but they wouldn't. And I don't blame you. Most people wouldn't do that. Alright, why aren't you running at 100%? What's your problem? There's too much copper, so that's good. Is there enough caterium? It looks like it. Tell you what, let's head back over to the original thing and see if these are running correctly now. Bottom line is short. It should be 670. This line is short, significantly short. It should be 780. Alright, let's go upstairs. We'll find out which machines are not firing and why. Not enough copper. Okay. You? Not enough copper. Man, this is difficult to solve. You've got too much coming out. The weird one to have. Because they should be load balanced to the point where they just go into awesome sinks now, I thought. Did that. What's the bottom right bell? Alright, well the machines being full is not a problem. Let's get the ones that aren't full up and running correctly first. They just gotta follow the copper back and see what's going on with them. I'm guessing it's just not enough copper coming in again. Copper ore. Anyway, so I'm having issue with my power factory. Just one second. Some of us do enjoy the rants and getting to know who you are watching more. Thank you, Battech. So back to Valkyrien. I have an issue with my power factory in the desert in the main setup. The 8 aren't producing enough turbo fuel to supply them all, but the one from the bottom of the building is having 0 issues. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I don't know. I would have to, you know, I'd have to load the save or something, but ultimately, you'd have to go through the... So your problem is like, okay, not getting enough fuel in the generators. Go check the turbo fuel refineries. If any of them aren't running at 100%, you have to look into why. Not enough crude, not enough heavy oil, maybe? Cool, you go back, check the ones that are making heavy oil. What's the deal with them? Are they all running at 100? There's 10 of them, if it's my build anyway. You just have to check that. So somewhere you'd have to check what's going on. That it's not EU4 music, it's Stellaris music, and I don't like EU4. Osami. Thank you, Matthias, sorry, for becoming a channel member, and Gorlin for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. I'm just gonna tab out so I can scroll off my chat and see. I once donated $5,000. I thought it said $5,000. $5 to ask Shroud a question about computer monitors, and he answered the question. Nice. Yeah, Shroud and Doc during the PUBG boom. I love that. That was peak streaming for me anyway, to watch. Those two together were like really funny. Because Shroud is insane. I mean, that's what the classic meme is like. Everyone says that he is insane. He is like an aimbot, or was. And then Doc was like quite funny, at least to me. To see the two of them together. It's like he had the attitude that you'd assume Shroud should have, like thinking he's so great. So they were real funny together. Do you think of stream Battlefield? Yeah, so unfortunately, probably not. I'd love to, though, if I was a bigger streamer and people would watch me for me. If I wasn't so boring and I had a funny personality or something, then yeah, it'd be great. That's the kind of thing where the only way I could reliably stream some sort of other games on the channel is if they were members-only streams, because I wouldn't want to hit my own algorithm with games that aren't applicable to the channel. If you lock them away as unlisted, they don't affect things. So that's the only way I would do it. Not that I would be trying to get members, it would only hurt things. But that's the only way I could do it. It'd be like an extra supplemental stream for members, something like that. Anyway, do you think you'll have a go at Spacecraft when it comes out? Yeah, maybe. I'm interested to see more about it. And the same with that other game, Star Rupture. Conrad, thank you. I got Satisfactory 2 weeks ago and don't know if I played or watched more of your videos, or which one I've done more. Most addictive game. Thank you, well, I appreciate that. Why not try to do both at the same time? Alright, we've got a clear problem here. Copper is like running short on 4 of the belts. I'm guessing it's not coming in. Maybe this factory will never... All I want to do now, I think, in this world, probably, is get this up and running at 100%, and then maybe I'll just... That will call it for the Update 8 world. Start a new one. Or take a break and play some other things for a while, like Factorio or something. I know people ask me to do that a lot. And the reason is just because it's so big, unwieldy, I just find myself running around a lot. Whereas in newer worlds like my Desert series, I don't do that. Things just work, whereas this is a nightmare to get up and running. So what's your problem here? Dude, the trucks just aren't behaving anymore properly, you know? It's just driving me crazy. There's nothing I can do about it if they're not working. I'm not redoing it and making it a train or something. It's so frustrating because when I come down here, they sort of start working again. It's like these ones just stop, and you have to get in and get out, and then they go again. and then everyone behind them can go again. And it's like, it's not my fault, you know? It's not my fault. It wasn't a problem. I'd love to be able to revert to 1.0 and just use the mods again to get like the persistent paintables and some of the other small quality of life things they added. It's not worth it. For me, it has not been worth it breaking like all my stuff. I'm really disappointed that they moved on from the update the way it is. Anyway, when are you going to stick a ring on Rosie's finger? She keeps asking me that too. I don't know. I don't know. Hey Pancake, recently found your channel through Anno 1800 playthrough. Now I see you playing Satisfactory. Those are two games are the ones I'm hyper fixed on the most. Just started Anno the last few weeks. Awesome, that's great. Love when I find a person that likes both, because yeah, you should check out my Desert series for Satisfactory, because that's basically like the best onboarding you can probably get to learn how everything works and all the things that you would assume work that don't work. It just kind of tells you how this game operates compared to some others that are similar. It's getting ridiculous now. Aluminum Factory in the Let's Play is great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite factories ever. Don't worry, they'll undeadlock when they just start moving forward. The trucks are yeah, they're mounting each other. They love it. Such chaos, man. Alright, I'll leave the area, and then they'll all correct themselves, and then I'll come back and see if it's working again. Basically, for those who don't know, when you're in the area, trucks behave differently. They behave a bit more with a bit more physics. When you're out of the area, they just kind of follow their splines and their waypoints. This is why I've actually been a big advocate for trucks in the past, because I'm like, look, they might be a little glitchy where they bump into each other a bit, but they do work. But now, in 1.1, they do just suddenly stop. They just stop working. And then they start again, sometimes. We don't know why. And that's like a real problem. And this factory was... Yeah, so now I tell people, don't... I mean, 1.1, don't use trucks. Tractors, surprisingly. Almost no issues whatsoever, I would say. Tractors, you're good to go. But trucks, nightmare fuel. Although, I've developed a new way of... I've learned there's a few things with trucks. First of all, they're definitely broken, right? On a straight stretch of road, they're just stopping, and we don't know why, right? So that's one thing. But putting that aside, a lot of the glitchiness can happen around truck stations because of the way I've laid them out. And I've since found a better way to lay them out. If you've seen my kind of computer factory in the Desert series, head back now and show you how you should lay them out to have minimal issue. Like, I really haven't had any issues with them there, although there's not many of them. That could be another factor. So this is a strange setup, not gonna lie. It's weird. There are 4 stations here. They're all doing copper. We're feeding them manifold. Now, no issue in Update 8, no issue in 1.0. They were running totally fine. A bit glitchy, but they'd always correct themselves and keep going. So, whatever. Fine. A bit physically, like, graphically weird, but logically sound, I would say. Anyways, since 1.1, they're not that way anymore, and we've been over it. It is what it is. They're just stopping. Like, this guy should pull into there. There's no reason. There's nothing in front of him. He just isn't doing it. You just hop in, hop out, and then he gets going, then he can get going. Great. Didn't have to do that. And eventually it seems to fix itself if you leave it long enough. But this, you know, factory is dependent on a constant influx of these, so having these all back up on each other breaks the whole thing. So I gotta say, it's really shook my morale, because now I'm like, well, I don't even want to play this world anymore if that's broken. I'm not redoing it. And this factory can't run at 100% unless that runs correctly. It's not my fault that they've changed how trucks operate, but just save it for a second. We'll hop into the other electronic factory world. I'll show you how trucks can be laid out where they really seemingly do not have issue. Why is there a crown next to my name now? Yeah, it's some weird YouTube thing where they're like, they list people based on XP in the chat, and you're the third, you've got the third most XP out of everybody, and it updates like every hour or something. I don't know. I'd get rid of it if I could. I actually think it's a good idea, but they've implemented it really poorly, so it's just weird. And I don't think you can turn it off. What if 3 trucks for each truck station dedicated? Oh, the game crashed on me. You could do that. It'd be, you just need much more space. So doing a trucks in manifold is normally fine because the trucks actually have built-in collision detection where they will wait behind each other. You see it's not fully working there, but you know, it should be fine. The way I would do this now, if I wanted to still use trucks, I would redesign that truck room, but I just don't want to do that. It means the whole factory would be powered down while we did it. But I'd build it like what I'm about to show you, which is staggered, segmented sections, rather than what almost everyone seems to do, which is build them in a line, including myself. But if you build them behind each other, they actually don't interact with each other as much, and you avoid most of the issues. Bob Sanders, number 16. Number 1 in my heart, though. Just joined. Hey, Lee Peabody. I saw people saying if you recreate the paths for trucks, it helps resolve their issues. I actually have, yeah, we redrove a couple of the routes before, but not all of them, so there's kind of too many. It's probably true though, because I don't think I've had the issue in this world, but I don't have as many trucks. Anyway, this is the layout. I have to redo my settings. Boom, reflections. Okay, cool. So these layouts here make it a lot easier for trucks to turn in without bumping into things because they're like diagonal. But it also keeps the stations away from each other. So when a truck pulls off from here, it's not getting in the way of... So trucks seem to sort of identify and detect the station before they're even at it. As you can see, they're all like a little behind it. So their detection is like a little off from what it should be. So when people build these in a line, even with a few bits of spacing, it seems to confuse them. And they might end up stopping, or they might end up trying to go around them. And it just can cause issue. Because there's actually like a station avoidance system in the game too. Though I don't know if they patched it out. Where if you're... Oh yeah, they did actually, they did. If you would drive through this before, it would drop a gold node. So the truck would stop there, even if you didn't. That's fine. You could hop out, delete the gold node, and then hop back in. The truck would just drive through. Back in update 8, the truck would actually then purposefully try to drive around it, as if it was detecting something in the way. They actually got rid of that, which is good. But they do that for each other. So there's, you know, there's all these like hidden little issues and stuff. So I found that just keeping them separate like this, exactly, parallel stations versus a series, you nailed it. Yeah, makes things work way better and way smoother because they don't mind waiting behind each other here, even if they're pulling off at the same time. It's typically fine, but it keeps them separate. This is the most pain-free truck setup I've had so far, so I'll probably always build them like this until I find one that's even better. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that for people. So you know, I wouldn't be totally turned off trucks because they work in this world. You know, no issues here. I think we just have to be like pretty deliberate with how they're built. Give them good spacing on the roads, that kind of thing. As long as you know that, it's like not a big deal. It's just like knowing like with trains you need signals a certain way. It's like, yeah, with trucks you need your stations laid out a certain way. That's all. So this is an area that does have issues, and you can probably tell like it's a bit messy. You have to like pull in, then you have to pull back out and take this road out, and then there's another one merging on. Not well thought out. Or as well thought out. And then the motor, although, you know, it runs, it's fine. The motor factory over here then will be that old style that I talked about before, which is in a series, as Nathan pointed out. Yeah, so those are just in a line together. So I think, you know, if I was doing things over again, I would have, if you want to have them in a series, that's fine, but then the spacing should be probably larger than they are. And I've noticed that tractors behave really well. Like, their turns are much better, they tend to bump into each other less. I was going to say I never see them stop, but they do. We did see that today. Literally, we saw a tractor just stall. So I don't know why they do that. But broadly speaking, it seems like they run pretty good. And they're quite nimble. So I would still use those. They're just not as satisfying because they're so small. But yeah. And the great thing with tractors is they can turn on, that's so funny. They can turn on one foundation. They don't necessarily need, like two. Trucks need two to turn. Come on, little man. You can figure it out. You had the right idea. That's so funny, Devil Doc. Yeah, that he said the only trucks I had problems with was pre 1.1. Because, yeah, he was loading my save and telling me all these issues with trucks. And I was like, I'm not having any. And then with 1.1, now I'm having loads. And we were on stream, so you could see it. But, yeah. This world doesn't have any issues at all. So, love it. I'm trying to get the power back to being stable after building that aluminum factory. It's almost there. There's a couple assemblers that turn on and off. That should be it. Because they're manifolding. They're just waiting to get their full manifold done, basically. Yeah, shout out to this world. Oh, man. I don't know what I should do. I don't really feel like playing that Update 8 world anymore. I think I'm done with it. I think we're going to call it there for that world. Till they do a truck overhaul, and then we'll go back to it one more time in the future. Texan from Twitch. Been a minute since I've been in your factory. Hello. I don't remember you, I must admit. Texan from Twitch. I like the idea of multiple worlds, but I don't want to refarm all the hard drives. Yeah, totally. There's a mod called Dynamic Train Routes that updates train pathing based on current track conditions. Yeah, that's really cool that a mod has managed to do that. Do you play a world that you started post 1.1? And if so, do truck routes bug out in that world? No, I've never tried it. This would be my world that was started in 1.0. And this also doesn't have any issues. Doesn't have as many trucks, though. I don't know how many vehicles it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 13? 14? 14 in total. Yeah, 14 and a train. My last stream got copyright claimed, actually, because we played some of that Claire obscure music on it. All the revenue is gone. Well, just from the ad revenue, anyway. Yeah, we could do Fix My Factory, although I didn't take any submissions for it. People would have to send me their saves if they have a problem now. Not the most well prepared. How long have I been going? Oh, only 2.5 hours. I'm tempted that we looked at it to play like Factorio, but probably shouldn't just do that midstream. Should probably make it a bigger deal. Or Dyson Sphere program. Let me take a look at Dyson Sphere program just real quickly on Steam. Shapes 2? Maybe. Such a shame that that game just doesn't look better, because its logic is really fun. Played for 4.9 hours on 4 years ago. Wow. How many people in the game? That's crazy. It's like 10 times the amount of people in Satisfactory. Is there more people in Satisfactory? That's crazy if there is. Wow, yeah. Damn. Didn't know that. Satisfactory must be the most popular factory game then. For players. Wow. Yeah, I like Foundry. Let's have a look at some mods out of curiosity as well. Yeah, the graphics is the biggest draw of that game, really, for Satisfactory. Oh, has this been updated? Oh, it has. Good job. It was out for quite a while. So, all mods, let's go by popularity. Logic gates and more. Dude, oh, it's been so long with all this stuff. Looks good. Love it. Factory props. Oh yeah, this lets you just like place every object in the game yourself if you want, like all the rocks and trees. Roadcraft, that'd be fun. It's quite a chill game. I actually haven't played it. Do I even own it? I might not even own it. Yeah, I don't own it. I have to buy it. I don't mind buying it. I was just wondering if I got sent it. It's that company, like, I feel like they hate me. I don't know why. They never send me anything. I ask, but they don't. And then, not that I'm entitled to it or anything, but I did, you know, play SnowRunner a decent amount, and I probably would have done a video on it had I had it the day it came out, and I played it on the Next Fest and stuff. But I don't know. I made a lot of enemies out of marketing people when I left Creative Assembly. So if they're UK based, they probably just don't like me. That looks nice. What is this? Graphical overhaul. Side of your factory is looking like a bit meh. Improves visual quality and performance. By lighting tweaks and shadow enhancements, the mod optimizes reflections. I don't know, what is this really doing? Improve global illumination and reflections. Support for NVIDIA reflex frame generation and minor tweaks to improve performance. Does look nice. Well, I feel like I get that effect when I just change the console commands. I wonder, is that what they've done? Been watching a while. Wanted to ask, have you tried Satisfactory Modeler Planner? Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the stream. I've seen it. I don't use it, but I have seen it. I'm not really interested in planning things. Have you heard about Autonomica? Autonomica? No. Autonomica. Bit too cartoony for me. Hate to write off games so soon, but yeah. Just not a fan of like the Fortnite aesthetic. You don't have to do that, Devil Doc. I'm probably just a little bit tired. I mentioned it earlier, I'm really tired today, so I might just wrap up soon. I hate to be tired, but I didn't want to miss the stream. Try to be on time anyway, but I think it's probably just the fact that my energy is low that I just don't want to deal with the truck problems right now. Part of me thinks I could rebuild it, or just make a different section for the copper, or there's probably other fixes I could do that are probably a bit more simple. I think I'm just a bit tired of that world, generally. Did you manage to figure out the train station clipping through the foundations? Me figuring it out, it will be me sinking it by 2 meters, but I haven't played the game since last week until today, so I haven't done anything about that. People suggested one person suggested like raising the floors of the other place, but that would be so, I'd have to do so much work to do that. To me, it's like, just sink it down, it'll be okay. I didn't see much of an issue, but a lot of people commented on it, saying like, you could do this, you should do this instead. It's like, what's the problem with just sinking it down 2 meters? Yeah, I'd be tempted to do a new start for a new stream world. And again, maybe play with mods. But I wouldn't want to do that mid-stream today, you know? I'd rather that be like, new video, boom, hey, we're starting a new stream world, you know? So I'd be down to do that. But I'd want to have a look at different... I'd definitely do it mods. Because like I said, the... we beat the game recently, and then I played my game with bigger factories. We built a big aluminum factory. I feel like we did good, you know, had fun like playing around with that. Updated a bunch of the different factories to run better and stuff. But now it's like, so I'm not sure what I would do different. So using mods would be different. Especially now since there's not probably going to be any updates for a while. Linear motion. Love the idea of this as well. This like truck elevator. Trucks can load onto a lift. You place a pause node. Get off the lift. Place a pause node. I've never seen that. I really want to see that in motion. And yeah, a lot of people say Satisfactory Plus is pretty cool, but it's not updated yet. They've got a Patreon. Industrial Evolution. I feel like you should really put some screenshots in your mods if you could. Oh, there we go. What does this do? Feature-rich mod based on MK++ and 3 times better vehicles with many quality of life improvements, more balanced approach, and strives to give players more freedom. But yeah, you know, I take suggestions for a while about mods, and then we pick some, make our own collection, and try them out. Fix it farming. Kinda cool. Finish the game is the last achievement. The last achievement for me is the one where you get the bean statue thing. I could literally do it right now if I wanted to. How do you add mods? Sorry, I'm new. You download the Satisfactory mod manager. Install it. It'll detect where your game is installed, either Epic or Steam. And then you just have a list of mods here, and you just click to download them, and you add it to like a profile, so you can turn them on and off easily. Wow, so many people worked on that. Refined power in the farming mod. Fluid extras. Oh yeah. All this kind of stuff. 45-degree junctions, 60-degree junctions. Love it. And just a simple 90-degree. It's so funny, I looked at that and thought, what's different about that? But it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't have one going that way. That's what I would want to do. I'd want to get mostly stuff that's like just enhancement of what's there already. But a couple of machines maybe that just do a few things would be nice too. Thanks so much. No worries. Hope that works for you. Is the PC in the new flat or the old? Doesn't seem like the background has changed much. The new flat is identical to the one I moved out of. So I'm in the new one now. But it's identical. The only main thing you'd notice as a difference is there's no posters on the walls yet. So, yeah, I'm literally it's the same place. I moved one floor up above where I used to live. But I bought this one, whereas before I was renting. Structural solutions. Back to utility mod. Oh, we looked at that one. Yeah. That looked cool. Construction machine? We just looked at that one earlier. Construction machines? That's funny. I don't think I'd actually want that, but it's kind of cool. It's in the game. I've just sorted by, excuse me, popularity. Maybe downloads would be better. I don't know. Refined power. So, a mod that adds 30 custom-made buildings for your power needs. From green energy to modularity to fusion power. You now have a variety of power generation options to choose from. That'd be cool. I should favorite some of these so I remember. Yeah, we could get infinite soup back, I guess. Modular load balancers? No. Although a lot of people like it. Sir Digby is like cranking out mods out here. Structural solutions? Quite like that. But it's not a definite. I guess we could add it just to see. Factory props, that allows you to place pretty much any object that's in the game. They just made it a buildable. I've used it to make thumbnails before, actually. A grappling hook. Seems kind of funny, but I don't really care. Industrial evolution. So, enhanced conveyors. Oh, you can set the speeds? Wow. Between 30 and 300. Allows you to customize all the vanilla conveyors, configure their speed and cost. Wow. Heavy fluid overhaul. Industrial evolution light. Yeah, obviously I need to spend time reading about that stuff, but it's kind of interesting. Congrats on buying. Thank you. Always better than renting. Yeah, I've been renting for 11 or 12 years. Since 2015. What was that? 10 years, I guess. Yeah. And I actually worked it out on the stream earlier today. That compared to my rent, my outgoing money now, it's 53% what it was. Or will be. So I'll be paying just like half of what I was. I can't wait for that. And the crazy thing is the people that moved in down below, their rent went up. So I was paying 1,275. They're paying like 1,575 now. Just the way it is. But it makes it really hard to save. I was denied getting a house like a couple of years ago. Or an apartment. Anyway. Hey Zach, thanks. Yeah, I was saying that I kind of feel like I'm done with that playthrough now. Maybe I'll feel different tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, by the way. I'm just a little bit tired today. So, but I was looking through mods that would maybe use. I definitely want to use linear motion. Let me have a look at Sir Digby. He has like tons of mods himself that are really good. Throughput counter and throughput limiters. Already got that. Favorited. Construction preferences. Now, some of your problems are solved with construction preferences. So I guess you can set the height things. I'm okay with that. What the hell is this? Crash. Oh, the crash site beacons. That's funny. Map markers at every crash site, so you just know where they are from the beginning of the game. That's kind of cool. Zippier. Zipline speeds and settings to be changed through the mod save game. Yeah. Sure. If we're going modded, let's do it. Longer beams. More than 40 meters. 100 meters by default. I'm okay with 40. It's fine. Flashlight settings. That's kind of cool. Sure, why not? Daisy chain everything. Part of me thinks doing that would just spoil the hell out of me. Set a minimum number of power connections for every building to have and works with all buildings that have them. You can decide. Okay then. Sure, I could just set it to 2. I would love to redesign this game like in my vision through mods, and even if I could make my own, that'd be fun. And be like, here's the balance, here's like the mods that you can use, and here's the settings that you'd have to use, like now do a playthrough. Upgraded blades. Double jump. Soft clearance for everything. Location and rotation. The Digby tool. That's cool. A tool that works with all those different mods. Damn, I'm so sorry that I'm a bit tired. Outline loot. Nah. No Z fighting. Hell yeah. If it still works. Destructible deposits, alternate recipe research. Just pause. Pause the game. Hoverpack configurator. Oh my lord. Give me that. Hype tuner. Shout out to Sir Digby, by the way. These are all his. This one says it's by someone else, so he's probably on it as well, because I did filter by him. Finer foundation rotation. Okay. Vehicle. Oh. Fast forward. Oh, you can speed up the game. God, how many mods does this guy make? Look at this. This is crazy. Got so many. A lot of them are very good, and the ones that I don't even want are very good as well. Shallow water extractors, no refunds. Any route for vehicles. What does that mean? Allows any vehicle to load any route. Oh man, yeah, why isn't that in the game? Like explorers can't load the truck route, you know, you have to make a different one. A little belt buffer storage thing. Blade Runner's Ultimate? I'll have a look in a second, I'm just looking at these ones first. Just by this guy. Lower space whale thing, health. Kill them easier. Literally has like a little ad here. I don't mind, yeah, like tip the guy or whatever. I was gonna see if he has PayPal or something. Fill her up. What's that? Vehicle stations will fill vehicle tanks completely if possible. If there isn't enough to fill the vehicle all the way, but enough fuel for the trip, the vehicle will still go on its route. I don't understand that. Vehicle stations will fill vehicle tanks if possible. I mean, that's what they do now. If there isn't enough to fill the vehicle, but enough fuel for the trip, the vehicle will still go on its route. I don't really get that. Curve builder, it's my personal favorite. Hey, Pocket. Yeah, I think I've seen it with the curved roads and stuff, if I'm thinking of the correct one. More trinkets and helmets. Check geothermal by Sir Digsby. Andre Aquila is another one that pops up a lot. Constant geothermal power. Oh yeah, so it doesn't ramp up and down. I mean I would leave it. That'd be one where I'm like, look, it's designed that way. It's somewhat annoying OCD wise, but I would just leave it. I'd rather a rebalance of it where they make more power or something though, like way more power. It's such a shame they don't have an input, like where you could have fed something in to get even more. I don't know. I guess that's not how it would work, but yeah. So what was the other ones people were telling me to go? Blade Runners. Blade Runner Ultimate. Configurable values. Yeah, sure. I can just set it myself. Sounds good to me. An exosuit mod. Andre Aquila. Let's have a look at him again. Magic machines. This is just a name that came up a lot. Like he's made a lot of so we're searching by him now. I know I'm blocking a few of these. Magic machines. Fix it remote monitoring. This lets you see things when you're not in the area to see how they're doing, right? Have you ever left your base to explore? Yeah, I mean all the time. And you just want to know if things are working. Read the documentation. Oh, so you do it through commands and stuff? Oh, is it just for doing online? I don't know, whatever. Oh, I get it. Right. It's for knowing how things are running. when you're not even playing the game. So you put it on a server, and then you can know how things are going. That's interesting. Wow, that's quite technical. Flexible splines. Nice, that's pretty good actually. What about, I'll favorite it just in case. Container screens. Know what's inside at a glance. Info screen. Oh, it even tells you how full it is. Dude, this guy's a bit of a programmer. He knows what's going on, making his dedicated servers and screens that display info. That's great. Good stuff. Floor hole ceiling logistics. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like we kind of have that now. Quick way to do some cheats. I used to use that, yeah. Some tool to deal with the power management. Nah. Magic splitters. Split a belt to every machine producing a specific material. Upside down foundations. It's funny, I've actually wanted that. Tired of building a million different machines to craft every item in Satisfactory? Wish you could consolidate all your production lines into one compact producer? Not really. But yeah. Cool, that's the road tool, right? So this is the bendy road. Pretty cool. I remember seeing it in a video and I was like, I can't believe someone actually just was able to make that. But it makes sense. I mean, you've got bendy rails. Like, why wouldn't you be able to? Is there a mod that adds new production chains like in Anno? Yeah, there's something called Satisfactory Plus, but it's not updated yet. I don't know if there's other mods that add like an overhaul like that. There are individual ones that might add a couple things, but Satisfactory Plus like adds new deposits and like all new chains for it. And that's really what I'd want to play. If I was going to do a stream playthrough, I'd want to turn that on and then maybe a few of these kind of more quality of life things. Personal drones. Baby Awesome Sync. Oh yeah. The Awesome Syncs are way too big. God, man, there's so much here. If I had some money, I'd like pay Andre to make something for me. Yeah, so let's have a look at just really quickly Satisfactory Plus. So it's red at the moment because it's not compatible. It hasn't been updated since 1.1. I'm sure they'll get it back up and going though eventually. I wonder, they have a Patreon, right? So they might mention it on there. Wow, $1,000 a month, not bad. Well, they haven't posted since 2023. Fair enough, maybe they do it all through Discord. Yeah, Caterium owner, C++ and technical, 3D artists. Nice, that's so cool. That's exactly, like, I love that. I saw that so I used to be a community manager for Creative Assembly, and we had, with Warhammer, we started seeing mod teams pop up where they were really like forming teams, making Patreons, making like lots of money and things like that. And I always think that's really cool, like sub teams. I sort of feel like, well, it doesn't really matter, but I remember I was pitching at Creative Assembly, like, can we not hire these guys like as contractors to do some supplemental work and get some of the most popular stuff implemented into the game, pay them out and make it part of it. And we were really about to do it, but then it was like, oh, there's like some legal issues, and then people are in different countries. That was like one of the biggest issues. But it would be cool to do that. But anyway, so yeah, so overhaul of all milestones and recipes from tier 0 to 6. New recipes, mod API for etc. Content library. I mean, people have made videos on it. I don't know what's in it, but it's like quite different. You're making like scraps of ore and stuff and things like that. My man forgot about DEI. Well, Dividend at Impera is one of my favorite mods, and actually we were talking with Dresden. I'm good friends, or not good friends. I used to be friends with Dresden. Haven't chatted to him in a while. And yeah, he was actually the person. So I was in charge of I was the historical community manager for a while, and then we just became like general community managers or whatever, and then I became a content producer where I was mostly focused on like the content that the team made. Anyway, for a while they started making Rome 2 DLC again in 2018 or 2017, just the year before I left. And they bought the team at Sophia, and the idea was that like we were going to spin up a mod team to make DLC, and the Sophia team would make like engine improvements. It ended up that they just ended up making everything, but we were almost there with them as well. It was the same problem. It was like, oh, we want to be able to get people in to do this kind of thing, but there's like too much red tape, I guess. I don't know. Wasn't high enough up to really know, but it was nice. Like, I mean, a few of the directors were like pushing for it, and like they wanted to do it. And like they're like as high up as it gets. It's just a board of directors ultimately. But yeah, just it was like deemed, you know, my time is better spent on something else, or we could do this ourselves and not have to pay externally, and we can control it ourselves then and stuff. And there's more reliability. Like, what if people drop out halfway through? Like, what do we do? Can we announce it? It was all these things. So it was like, but I do like the idea of like, I think it'd be great for companies to pay modders. Stellaris is another great game that does similar things. But yeah, you pay your modders and get the content in the game. I mean, people are begging for more content for games like this, Total War, Stellaris. Can't satisfy them quick enough. And and you've got loads of money, so just why not? You'll get it back. $94 fuel rods per minute. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know. So I'll probably have to leave it there. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I don't know. It's worth talking it over with you guys though while I'm here. Like, what should I do tomorrow, like for streams? I have no idea if I should do a different game, because Satisfactory Plus isn't up yet. I'm not sure what I should play or what I should do in Satisfactory. I like the idea of doing Fix My Factory and solving other people's issues. Maybe doing that, but I'd have to somehow get the word out and let people be able to drop their saves in. I'd be up for a new world. It's just I think it'd just be too much the same. I'd need some sort of goal of some sort, you know? And I would do Satisfactory Plus, but it's not updated, so I can't. If this was updated now, I'd go straight into it, but I can't. Maybe on their Discord they say when it's going to be up. I don't know. Use all uranium challenge. I don't even think that is a challenge. It's not that hard. I found nuclear not that bad. Frankly, aluminum is probably harder than nukes or nuclear. Problem I was running into, I keep doing things the same. Yeah, because I'm just not sure what I would do different. I've started in every biome. I've played 2,000 hours. You know, it's time to throw on some mods and maybe play around. And it's nice just that we could, yeah, just try build a bigger like facility of some sort, like a nuclear factory. I just don't know. Yeah, man. It's a shame the mod isn't updated. A stream showcasing my workflow making videos? Oof. No. That's something I have to do next anyway. It's not a bad suggestion, but I'm very jealous of people who are good at that stuff. But me making a video, I mean, my workflow, what I'm going to be doing next, so I have to think about what's going to be in the next video, right? So I have my desert series, and I have to look at what I need to make. So we just made an aluminum factory. Yeah, so just made an aluminum factory. I think I was like, oh, make a crystal oscillator factory next. Just because I feel like I'll need that. Because then we need to make radio control units. So how am I going to do that? I don't know. I have to go... I mean, I guess I could stream it. It just feels like this would not be good content to watch. Yeah, because it's just like all planning. I don't know. Maybe people would like it, but I just feel like I wouldn't want to watch that. That gives me an aversion to doing it, because I'm like, I just don't know if it'd be that interesting, me going into the calculator and working out where I can build it, and then I go into the game and I'm in creative mode mapping it out, you know. I don't think it'd be ideal. That's what I was gonna say. I'm jealous of. I remember seeing Bits, and he was like, "Yeah, he was like 1.0 had just come out." And he was streaming like 12 hours a day. And then he's like, okay, for the other 8 hours now we're just going to make a video. And it's like, god damn, man, I don't know how you can do that. But they're way better at making videos than me. You know, I've shown people before. Let's just see. Like, basically, and I don't mind saying it, I feel like it would be embarrassing for me to do it. Because I suck. I need heavy amounts of editing to make my videos the way they are, and that's why it takes so long. Because I suck. So, I just don't think people would want to actually watch 7-8 hours of me, like, saying the same thing 10 times because I feel like it doesn't sound right. Because that's what happens. So the reason I'm opening this up is this is the last video. Last video is actually not that bad because I made a point to want to not cut the part where I turn everything on. Extend that. Oh, it's music, sorry. I'm looking for audio. There are multiple audio files in this one. There is two. So anyway, the reason I'm taking this out now is just so you can see. This is the when does this? Let's put it to the 2 hour mark there. That's 2 hours. So I recorded for 5, I guess, just about 5 hours, and then there's all this like dead air while I'm like planning and figuring stuff out. But also like, I'm like burping and cursing myself out because I suck. And just making shitty noises and stuff.
Alright, finally. With the little, with the awesome sink and depot room extension.
I would just be like this over and over again. There's so much of it where I'm just repeating myself so many times over.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with the...
Just not happy with it. For whatever reason. Let's do it again.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all been building to.
Little Warhammer. Yeah, so yeah, there's something I'm, you know, an existential crisis I'm having at the moment with my channel. Is what do I do next? Views are dipping in Satisfactory. I'm gonna stick with Satisfactory, don't worry. But I'm like, okay. Will I start playing City Skylines again? Will I get back to Anno? Do I invest into the other channels again? Or do I just stick with this one? I just don't know. It's actually been a major stress point for me trying to figure out what to do. Because it's just getting, you know, it's going down. So I gotta do something. It's not gonna last forever. So I gotta do something else in the meantime. Or to keep people coming in. And I can't improve the frequency. I've did the best I can. I just can't get any faster than I am. And I'm really slow now because the move has added an extra week, but it was basically 1 video a week. That's basically what was happening. I did get an email, something to do with Anno actually today, so I'm sure Anno will be building up. But you know, I've been wondering, oh, should I do that on these other channels, or should I not go with the idea of doing other channels? Should I keep it all on one? I just don't know. So I'm just trying to figure that out and figure out what else I could play that would fit the audience best, you know, alongside Satisfactory. Because it's going to be a long time before another update, so it's probably going to be a long time before like any real fresh eyes come in and check out the game. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Factorio, yeah, well I was talking about that earlier. It's like I wouldn't mind playing Factorio, but Factorio I'd be totally down to stream, and maybe I will just stream that tomorrow because I haven't played it in so long. I'd be totally down for a one-off. Let's see how this goes. If it goes well, we'll keep playing it. Because I'll need to stream because you'll have to tell me how to play it because I can't remember, and I'm not going to add another factory game in the rotation to learn, you know, to try and make videos on. Plus, I'll never be good enough to make videos on it. People make insane stuff in Factorio. Valheim, I quite liked Valheim when I first played it, but I don't know. It's not really, wouldn't really fit the game, I don't think. I used to do a podcast and I'd interview a person for 2 to 3 hours and cut it down to a 30-45 minute episode. It took hours upon hours of having to listen to myself, which I absolutely hated. That's funny. I actually don't mind listening to my voice. I'm totally like after the first year I got over that pretty quickly. It didn't even sound like me to me anymore. You know, I just feel like I'm an editor working with someone's content. But that's cool that you did a podcast. I used to do a podcast as well. I won't bother looking it up, but yeah, it was called the Republic of Play podcast. Did 3 videos, but then COVID happened, so the reason I started it was like, oh, I want to go and meet up with. I never left the house, so I was like, let's go out and I'll meet up with my friend and we'll record a gaming podcast. And on the third one, just after the third one, COVID happened, and then we just couldn't meet up anymore, and then we just didn't really do it. But it did well. It had 4,000 or 5,000 views per video. We did 3 of them for a new podcast. That was pretty good. Have you ever heard of Mindustry? Ooh, actually, it's not a bad idea thinking of games like that. I have heard of it. I've never played it. The other one I was thinking of is Captain of Industry. Could be kind of fun. Wow. Yikes. Daunting. An open-ended factory management game with RTS and tower defense elements. I would just play Factoria though. No offense to this game, because it's like that's what that is. But Factoria is a bit more appealing. But a game like Captains of Industry, I think, would be kind of cool. Supposed to be really good.
Welcome, captains.
Bridge the gap between logistics and city building a bit. They just had a big update not that long ago. Very positive, 94%. Could be kind of cool. Satisfactory co-op with someone? Don't have anyone to play with, really. I don't want to sprint to get to the end of the game, because there'd be no point in doing that breach, really, because I've just beaten the game already before anyway. By doing that, by quote sprinting. Or at least I was going as fast as I could. I didn't, you know, I was just trying to make things at low volume, so I was doing it as quick as I could. DK3, dude, I love where your head's at, because you're like, I love strategy games, but I do feel like I should at least focus either on city building or factory games. That's probably my rule for now. Because I love those games, but they're just different audiences, so it's not a good idea to constantly subdivide. You know, some people would just be turned off by it, so... And you get some people in, but you lose them when you go back to Satisfactory and so on. So I need something that's a bit of a more commonality between people. A little bit, anyway. Hey, Bazarici. Never say you suck. Oh, thanks. I do suck. I suck as a YouTuber, but that's okay. It's not that you somewhat have to compare yourself to other people just a little bit. It's not that, you know, I look to bigger channels or anything. And I don't mean to make it, I probably sound so negative. It's really not bad. Everything's fine. But I look at my own channel and things are just going down. Slightly. Nothing crazy. But it's like, yeah, I have to think of like what other things I could do to improve. I was just saying I suck in reference to people were like, why don't you stream the process of you making videos? So I just opened up the editor and showed like how much back and forth there is on just me talking nonsense to myself, trying to perform, I guess. Farthest Frontier. I have a whole playthrough of Farthest Frontier. I work on Manor Lord, so at the moment I wouldn't want to play that game. But I think it's a great game, and I played through the whole, well, early access, and I loved it. That was great. You could always try Transport Tycoon. No, those games are too old. Or they look too really basic. People love that, don't they? Like Open TTD is another game. There's a reason I play Satisfactory, it's because it doesn't look like this. But shout out to the people that don't care about graphics, because I'm not one of them. This is just pure raw data and pixels. You wouldn't be people wouldn't be interested in this game, because I thought this looks pretty cool. It might be worth checking out. This or Factoria would be the leading things for me. This is a one-off. If it doesn't do well, we leave it just to try it on the stream tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be streaming, so it's like, what do we play then? I like space. I didn't even know there was stuff to do with space in it. Yeah, I think I'm far down that rabbit hole. Addle. Yeah, the bigger I've got as a channel, the less confident I've become. Don't know why. The Soviet Republic game, it says they like that, but I played it a little bit and I was just like, not really that interested in it. I just don't really care about the theme. To me, it's just like, a lot of people, I'm sure the game is good because I'm sure it is, but a lot of people seem attracted by the idea of like how kind of almost funny it is to make like a communist UK, and I'm just like, I just have no interest. I'm like the least political person ever, so it's just, it does nothing for me. It's like Tropico games. It's like, okay, it's kind of funny you're a dictator, but then it's just, I'm over it. Victoria 3. Again, again, appreciate the strategy kind of mention. That is an economic simulator game. I don't own Victoria 3. I don't know. I just don't think again, I hate to be, I said so negative, but just don't think I'm that interested in the era. Like, not that interested, really. I like, there's nothing appealing to me about grow an economy in the 1400s or whatever year. Was it 1800s, 1900s? Just don't care, you know? Don't really care. Don't know anything about history of this time period. Don't want to know. Don't care. Once countries start becoming recognizable countries, I actually lose interest. But I know that's me being weird. I like history most when it's like empires and cultures that are no longer around. Transport Fever 2, that's one that comes up a lot. I wouldn't mind trying that again. I played it before and I was actually like, didn't think it was very good. But everyone says it is. Yeah, I played 8 hours. I was going to do a video on it and then I was like, I just didn't think it was very good. It looks great in screenshots actually. And they've announced a new one, which is exciting. But to be fair, I was stuck in like whatever the pre-industrial age. I didn't get to all this stuff here. But yeah, maybe. Again, for a stream, see, streams is different. You guys can guide me through things that if I get stuck on stuff a little bit. Frostpunk. Nothing left to explore with Frostpunk. Already played it, did 2 series on my channel. I've already kind of played and beaten it. Astroneer. People often say that's good. I'd love to play No Man's Sky, but that'd be the most boring thing ever for people to watch, probably. Yeah, I think that's kind of more a game you should play with friends. I'd be playing it on my own. Oh yeah, I love Oxygen Not Included. I actually reviewed it back on my old review channel. I think it's an amazing game. Very difficult. I struggle a lot with that game. A great game that's kind of similar to it is a game that just came out recently called The Alters. You should check that out. If you haven't heard of it, it's a really interesting concept. I played it a year ago. Where basically you are on a sci-fi... So it's sci-fi, you're in the future or something, you're a single astronaut who lands on a planet and his whole crew is dead. And then he has this building, right? It's a big wheel that moves, and inside, it's like a gyro wheel, so obviously the inside stays the way it should, but everything else moves. And you've been sent there by some sort of corporation. There's no spoilers here, it's all within like the first couple of minutes, and it's in the premise of the game. But anyway, you've died, so you're a guy that then needs to pilot this entire ship and get it out of harm's way. There's like a radioactive storm blowing through the atmosphere or something. You have to move. And it's like a day and night cycle. So you've got a limited amount of time per day to do stuff. So what you end up starting doing is you clone yourself by branching off people in your history. So let's say that, I can't think of a way to describe it, but let's say when I was 15, I dropped out of school, or I didn't. You can clone yourself at that moment and then get the version of you, the alternate version of you, that was the guy that dropped out when he was 15. So it's like maybe he went to get invested in a trade and he's good at like carpentry or something. And maybe I went to school or university and I became a programmer, so I'm like the tech guy. So now you have 2 people to manage. One of them's like this other version of you. And then but he has a personality where it's like, dude, and they talk, you know, they talk to themselves where it's like, who's the real me? What, you know, what shapes a person? Is it their, you know, experiences or whatever? It's like, oh, did you stay with your mom when she was sick, or did you leave her? That's another option in the game. Did you stand up to your dad who was abusive or not? There's all these like random options that you can splice your timeline off. This game is called The Alters. The Alters. It just came out. It's great. Great. Really great game. I don't own it at the moment, but I just know from playing it, it's great. And from hearing other people talk about it since. So anyway, you're managing all these people, like Oxygen Not Included, also like This War of Mine, made by the people that made This War of Mine, in this like sci-fi world. And you're building out these rooms, sort of like XCOM, You're going outside, running around in third person, like this, out in the world, exploring the world. You like drop these things and you mine the ground and you build pylons and you connect them with power and you power it from your base. And then that runs during the day to get you resources so that you can clone more people, so you can operate the machinery to get further. And you're also trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on, and you're managing the social needs of the crew. You know, they can rebel and kill you in your sleep, and they start fighting about who's the real person and stuff like this. And this is the life path, by the way, so you see like the branching off points and what happened. Did you do this? Did you do this? At what age? So it's cool. It's great. It's such a weird and unique concept. It's got like high quality AA energy, so it's almost like a AAA game. It's on Game Pass, so I'd recommend that. I'd be tempted to play it myself, but I was like, I just think it's a bit too different for my audience or whatever, but tempted. If you want some playthroughs, Game Riot, Zgorlin, Sidaran, play the altars. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Again, I just think I should stay in my lane. So City Builders, Factory Games. This isn't too far different. It's a colony management game. But as a little YouTuber like myself, I've missed the window, really. If I was to play it, I would have been on the day it was out, not 2 weeks after the fact. See you later, Phaedrus. Sorry the stream has been a bit weird. I'm quite tired today, trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, it's not too different. I just think, no offense to this game, it's quite niche. You know, it's different when people play like The Forest or one of these like really big games. They have like 300,000 concurrent players. This game has like 10 at its peak. You know, I'm not a big YouTuber. I know it might seem that way sometimes to some people, but I'm not. I have to pick games that are somewhat popular in some ways. Because I'm not going to be the guy that does the breakout hit for something, you know, so that's just the way it is. You have to lean into what people are searching. I don't do that very much, but I would just know. I've been around long enough to know that, like, I can't just keep doing that. I can't keep playing whatever I want. I used to just review whatever I wanted. It didn't matter if it was popular or not, but eventually that, like, killed my channel because a review would get 5,000 views. Then I'd cover a game that is popular, get 200,000 views. It's like, well, that was great. But I have no audience now because I keep losing people every time I put a video out that doesn't gain traction. Death Stranding 2. Yeah, I'm thinking of playing 1. I only played a little bit of 1 before. I liked it, but I didn't think it was like that good. But I think I need to give it more time. But yeah, I'm a big Kojima fan. Or at least I like Metal Gear. Yeah, see, the altars is more like there's a mystery, and I agree with what Wreck-It Rob is saying, which is like, it just feels like you wouldn't have that many viewers because people might want to just play it themselves. At least for someone like me. It's not like a sandbox creative game, like a Factorio or a Satisfactory or a City Builder, City Skylines, Anno. You can't get anything spoiled. People tune in to see me build interesting things or chat with me or whatever. But that's a bit different in that case. That's why I was saying I'd love to play No Man's Sky, because it is pretty open-ended. I never got to the center of No Man's Sky, but again, that game would be probably a little dull to watch, because there's not much happening. And I'd just be playing it solo, but I love No Man's Sky. Every time I play it, I just want to play it longer and longer. I love coming across different things, and they keep adding stuff, like, constantly. But they got, like, some factory elements in it now, which is cool. And make a factory where only raw resources can be brought in. Yeah, we could set up little challenges like that. I think tomorrow I will play something different. Either Factorio or Captains of Industry and just try it. See how it does. I would like to play Satisfactory, but I would want to wait now till the mod comes out. The Satisfactory Plus mod. That'd be ideal, because then I'll be back in it no problem. Make a No Man's Sky walkthrough. Yeah, I thought about doing videos for it. I think it'd be better on streams than videos, because there's really not much happening. So in videos, I just didn't even know what I'd talk about. But on streams, you could talk all the time playing it. Just chat with people. Because you're often just like mining, going around, doing stuff, building your base. Very zen. But it'd be fun. It's like, I want to get to the center of the galaxy. But again, I'm such a confused YouTuber. I just don't know what to do, you know. I just feel I can make arguments in my own head about how no one will watch anything I do.
This
Just wish I had the answer. I wish I had the alters thing so I could see which timeline had the best success rate. And the game that I enjoy, obviously. Dude, a game that I've been thinking about playing is this. This has been popping off lately. 24,000 people in the game. 30,000 earlier. It's going down a bit now, but it's basically a modern combat RTS game with large scale. I was a big fan of Warno. Just like this. But this seems to be a little bit more, less hardcore, a bit more casual. Like Battlefield is to Arma or something. And I like the hardcore nature of Warno, but this has a much bigger player base now. So it's like, oh, this would be kind of fun to try out. And see what it's all about. Got sent it and I never even got to play it. Play some story-driven games? Well, I was just saying that's the exact opposite of what I'll do. So here's, like, to make it simple, probably got to be a factory game or a city builder. Probably got to be a sandbox game with no story. Because that's my lane. And when I get to 1 million subscribers, then I'll dabble in other things. I appreciate that, Farmer, but I am not like a comedy guy. I wish I was, but there's no way I'd be funny enough. I'm not a React streamer. I'm like very zen and chill. Again, that's why it'd be more relaxed games. I don't know. I guess I have to think. Stressed out about it, thinking about what to do though. Ultimately, I know Anno's going to be coming up for the Anno 1.17, so definitely want to stick with city builders and things like that. Thanks, Farmer. Timberborn is fun, actually. That's cool. Thanks for just being you and streaming. Don't mind what you play. I appreciate that. Hey, I appreciate people hanging out with me at the moment because I know it's a bit weird or a bit strange. Staring at a Steam page and just wondering what to do. Look, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you have any thoughts, drop them in the comments about what you'd like to see from me. I'm sorry that I reject so many people's ideas. It's partly a confidence thing, but it's partly, I think, what would be better for my channel is certain things. Because people just don't have the context that I did try many different things before. Like, just before. Like, I had Stellaris playthroughs, I've had RTS playthroughs, done No Man's Sky on streams, played games like Roadcraft and SnowRunner. I don't expect everything to be as big or bigger than Satisfactory, but it just needs to be not like dramatically less. You know, it just I needed to not actively hurt things, and those other games kind of did. Anno will be fine. I think something like Captains of Industry will be interesting. I'm interested to play it, so it could be fun just to try it. I might look into that. I've heard good things. Same is true for Transport Fever. But I ultimately also need to decide, like, do I want to try this multiple channel thing, or should I just try to keep it on one? I just don't know yet, so I'm gonna work that out. Thanks, Noah. Dune Awakening, yeah, I played Conan Exiles from that company before. I'm just not a multiplayer guy. Just simply put, it's like with Valheim and things. It's like, yeah, I'm just not into multiplayer games. Whenever I used to play DayZ and things, it's like I would just play by myself. I don't mind playing multiplayer games solo, just figuring it out, survival games and stuff like that. A community Dune guild. I wouldn't be able to. There'd be no one. I tell you, there'd be like 3 people who'd take part in that. I'm not big. People seem to have some overinflated view of like how big they think my channel is. I've tried to run multiplayer games in Satisfactory and I struggle to get people then. And that's a game that I primarily play. So there's no way that I'd be like setting up servers for... Like I had a Project Zomboid server for a while as well. We've run Company of Heroes games. Satisfactory was obviously the one where it's like, yeah, this should be the best chance because it's the game I cover. Set up Anno games, and it's always a struggle to get like 5 people and they just die out. I'm not that big. I have heard of Sea of Thieves, yes. Not my kind of game. Again, I'm not gonna be playing a multiplayer game. Valheim is best solo multiplayer game if your friend group. Yeah, so when Valheim came out, I streamed it on Twitch. So back in the day, I used to stream all the new games on Twitch. Valheim would be one of them. And I liked it. I liked building a house and the physics-based nature of it. It was cool. But I think I just played it that one stream and then that was kind of it. It didn't view very well. Some of the people that were playing with me, they continued and set up a server and stuff, but I don't know. Just wasn't that interested in it. One game that I really liked was Rising. That viewed, I mean, that was some of the worst views I ever had on a stream, but I loved the game, so I just kept doing it anyway. Played 33 hours of it. That's a really great game for those who haven't played it. Yeah, I'm just not into multiplayer, so I wouldn't be playing on a public server. It's the last thing I want to do. I don't know, I play games for immersion. And when you play multiplayer, you often just come across people that break that immersion, so I just have no interest in playing them. Yeah, the next video in the Desert series will be coming. I need to work out what I gotta do. Like I said, I only started working again yesterday. And I did Manor Lord stuff, and today just did the stream. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll use the rest of my time today to help finish packing, but also just try to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'll be back tomorrow for sure. Will probably be a bit of a different stream, different game, and then in the not too distant future we'll be back with Satisfactory streams. I just need to either wait for that mod to be updated. I might look into when that's going to be, and if it's too far out, then maybe just do something else with it and find an interesting angle, or put out the shout out to get people to send in their saves and see if we can fix their stuff and things like that. Could be fun, you know. Yeah, thanks, Adel. Yeah, people want me to go back to City Skylines as well, so that's a maybe, but it's a maybe. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry it was a bit of a strange stream, but I appreciate all the kind words today. Really nice of people to be asking about the move and the cats and being patient with me and everything, so I appreciate that. I would join your world. Yeah, the thing is, it's like time zones and when people are on and stuff. A lot of people often do say they will play it, these different servers, and then I found that after a few days or a week, interest peters out. You got a programming degree, right? Why not build a small app? Set up some scripts, automations, and so on. Is it just me being a nerd? Yeah, I'd like to get back into programming properly, because I've been doing a little bit for Manor Lords. I'm very rusty, like I'm really rusty. I'm basically like entry-level programmer now. I'm actually working on a design for my own game for fun. This one. But I haven't done anything in a few days because I've just been so busy. But that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I would like to start doing programming when I get further along with this. Part of me does think it's probably a bit too ambitious. It's like a grand strategy game, and I think for one person who's a novice now, it would probably be too difficult to do. But it would be fun to make some sort of mini game, just even for the fun of it. But again, I don't know if people would be interested in watching that. Alright, that really is going to be it. So thank you again. Have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week if I don't see you. And something a bit different tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And that'll be it. Alright, take care. See you later. And thanks for the support, by the way. Appreciate it. As always, thank you. Alright, bye-bye.